as well. Let me tell you a story about these two teams. First of all, Reicher's got a great history in football. We know about the state championships they won back in 2004, 7, 8, and 9, 3 in a row. This year, 2-4, but they have not really had a season that was above 500 since the 2017 team, and they were 9-3. They had a really nice stretch for about 7, 8, 10, 12 years, but they're trying to build something here, and that's what Tyler Holcomb was brought here to be. He was the offensive coordinator at Bosqueville High School, came here, a lot of hype behind him. That last year didn't go quite as well as they thought, 4-7, lost to Bay Area Christian in the playoffs, and this year 2-4. But their last win was against Shelton out of Dallas, 45-11. Calvary Christian, a team with a roster that's very limited. And I mean in numbers, and they've had to battle a little bit of the scare of COVID this week, and they've had injuries galore at their quarterback position. I'll tell that and much more about that. And their head coach, DeMarcus Morris, in his first year as the head coach, his 3 years he was here, he was there as the assistant coach.
Yeah, and Smokey Reicher came into this year thinking that they had a team that could make a little bit of a run with Jake Boozer at quarterback and Eli Cummings at running back. They're confident in their playmaking ability, but they haven't had, consecutive weeks of practice, like many teams around the country, haven't been able to do because of COVID-19. And this is the first, couple of weeks that they've gotten to prepare for 2 games in a row without some kind of weird stoppage that they've had. So this is kind of an important game for them, even though that, obviously they're heavily favored in this game over Calvary Christian. But, they really need the work. I mean, they've got to, if they're going to make a playoff run, they've got to work. And as to every TAPS team making the playoffs, given everything that's happened in TAPS this year, and if you go by contact tracing, you've got 25 guys in the team and one kid gets it, you're kind of screwed. So how do you know who the best teams in TAPS are unless you did put them all in the playoffs, at least in the first couple rounds? I think it was the path of least resistance, although it's kind of a headache, I know, but...
they don't have as many rounds as the UIL schools have that play, as many as 6 games if you go to a state championship. And so, and in Class 1A, it's 5, but, yeah, they have a chance. They would play 4 if you go to the championship level with Reicher and also with Calvary Christian. So you got a little bit of extra games. It's not like you're going to have 7 playoff rounds. And everybody gets in, and I'm not an everybody wins a ribbon guy, and you know that. There's no question I'm not. But in this case, my goodness, it's been crazy. Reicher opened up the year after a long wait against Austin Brentwood. They lost 27-21. That game was in overtime. Then beat First Baptist Academy out of Dallas 48-28. Lost to Dallas Covenant 34-24. Grace Prep 2 weeks later out of Arlington 26-6. And then in a shootout with Brazos Christian, 45-42 in a game that they kind of just made up along the way. Let's go play that game. And that was a shootout game. They've had penalty issues. They've had some turnover issues. They've had some COVID issues like everybody else, but last week beat Shelton 45-11. And so now they feel good about what they can do here tonight against a team that is really struggling again with their numbers in Calvary Christian. Whoever wins this game goes on to play most likely Central Texas Christian out of Temple, team that's 6-1, playing very well, and a team that, if in fact next week if it's Reicher, they'll play Saturday 2:00 at Robinson High School. So again, almost like a home game, even though Temple just right down the road on I-35. We got a lot to get to, stats, much more. We want to thank the following people. First of all, I called Brad Boozer about, I'd say in the last week or two, and I said, hey, you know what? We don't know about what Connolly's going. We did Connolly football throughout the year. They lost to a heartbreaker a week ago Thursday, 31-30 to Center on the last-second field goal. We didn't know. And so just looking ahead, would you be interested? He said absolutely. Also, one of the other things we want to thank is the folks, Tyler Holcomb, AD football coach as well. Thanks to, Ultimate Poolscapes. Thanks to Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, the local McLennan County agents. Thanks to Boozer's Jewelers and also Premier ER. Thank you, Ms. Holcomb, as well, for being a part of the broadcast, along with many others. We'll have Craig Smoke on the sideline. He'll have our halftime interview with Coach Holcomb, and we'll keep you up to date with highlights. There are an enormous amount of games still left in Central Texas. Teams that in the other classifications, some of the private schools in 6-man playing tonight and this weekend as well. We'll also hear from Tyler Holcomb, the head coach at Reicher, Paul Catalina, Craig Smoke. I'm David Smoke. Back with more, including the schedule around Central Texas, and this is SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and thank you to JC back in the mothership.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive, or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
It was broad daylight. I stepped into a gas station for 5 minutes to grab a snack, and just like that, my car was broken into. They made out like a bandit. My laptop, my phone, everything. I called my agent to see what could be done, and he restored my faith in humanity. My claim was processed so quickly, and I was able to recover my losses.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
This Reicher's Cougars pregame show is brought to you by Boozer's Jewelers, the wedding ring store on the corner of Valley Mills and Wooded Acres in Waco.
Back at Reicher Catholic School, Bishop Reicher Catholic School on 25th Street in Waco. Tonight we'll have the game with Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth. Paul Catalina, Craig Smoke, David Smoke. Let's go over everything else in high school football around Central Texas, and also we'll hear from head coach Tyler Holcomb momentarily. Tonight, Midway at Waxahachie. Midway can win their last 3. It won't matter. They're not in the playoffs. Waxahachie is. In fact, they'll open up against Temple, who last night won District 12 6A. That's tonight in Waxahachie. Cedar Hill at Waco High. Waco High, of course, has had the delay again as University finally got back into action, losing last night to Burleson 38-6. Cedar Hill plays at Waco ISD. The teams in that district, it's going to be Duncanville, it's going to be Cedar Hill, DeSoto, and Waxahachie, who represent 11 6A. Meanwhile, tonight in 12 6A, Bryan plays at Coppers Cove, Ellison at Belton, and Killeen High. Actually, that Coppers Cove game is a forfeit. Killeen and Harker Heights are an interesting game at Leo Buckley. In 4A Division I last night, Argyle advanced into the next round of the playoffs, beat Stephenville 56-27. I bring that up because they'll get the winner of the Wilmer Hutchins-La Vega game being played tonight in Corsicana. Argyle always seems to have success with La Vega during the regular season, but in the postseason, La Vega's had their number. They're headed for a showdown next week. And Ira Rawls III did not play in that opening matchup, but Argyle won that game pretty handily. Also in Region 4, Division I 4A, Lampasas unbeaten playing tomorrow night in San Antonio at Ferris Stadium against Corpus Christi Miller. The winner of that game gets Bernie or Port Lavaca Calhoun, who La Vega played, remember, earlier this year and won. In 4A Division II, Sunnyvale moves into the next round. They'll take on Gilmer. Sunnyvale with a forfeit win against Mejia because of COVID. Gilmer beat Godley last night 42-20. They'll meet next week. In 4A Division II, Region 3, this is the region that we were a part of for a long time with Conley. Salado and Belleville tonight playing Belton at UMHB. The winner gets Carthage or Silsbee. Carthage a heavy favorite. They play in Nacogdoches tonight at Stephen F. Austin. And China Spring and West Orange Stark playing tonight at Magnolia's Bulldog Stadium. China Spring with the big one against Jasper. They have to go up a notch again against unbeaten West Orange Stark in their defense that doesn't give up much, and China Spring's offense has not been stopped really by anybody. Sealy and Center tonight play in Waco. That's not right. That's not the right location for that game. In 3A Division I, Region 2, West and Mount Vernon at Rockwall's Wilkerson Sanders Stadium. The winner will get either Mineola or Dallas Madison. They play in Princeton. Grandview and Tatum playing in Athens tonight. The winner gets Malakoff or Pottsboro. They're playing in Commerce. In Region 3, in Class 3A Division I, Lorena moves into the next round with a forfeit win against Crockett. They'll now play either Hallettsville or Diboll. Hallettsville most likely the favorite in that game, playing in Brenham. In Region 4, Class 3A Division II, all of these games involve somebody from Greater Central Texas. Franklin, Natalia play at Cedar Park. The winner gets either Lexington or Taft. They're playing tonight in Yoakum. On the other part of that bracket, in the same region, Poth and Rogers play tonight in Smithville. The winner gets George Wester Buffalo. Buffalo with Brett Hoffman, the quarterback, playing so well. They're playing in Hallettsville. In 2A Division I, Toller and Lindsay. Lindsay's 10-0. Toller 5-6, playing tonight in River Oaks. Cooper and Bosqueville, that's a good one at Rusk. The winner of that game gets most likely, which is unbeaten Lindsay. Crawford and Rivercrest tonight in Grand Prairie at the Gopher Warrior Bowl, and the winner gets Italy or Alvord. They're playing tonight in Alvarado. In Region 3, two teams out of Central Texas knocked out in the playoffs last night. Timpson beat Leon 47-14, Beckville 41. Previous unbeaten Hearn 38. Also tonight, Holland plays Garrison in Fairfield. Normandy and Carlisle play at Westwood High School in Palestine. 2A Division II, tonight Mart and Lovelady play in Caldwell. The winner gets West Sabine or Sims Bowie. Tenaha Bremen, that's a great game tonight. Tenaha and Bremen in Maybank. The winner gets Chilton or Deweyville. They're playing down in Tomball. And also in six-man football, in one of the better matchups in the state, it's 11-0 Abbott and 10-0 Union Hill and Scurry Rosser. May Jonesboro tonight play in Dublin in Region 4, Class 1A Division 1. And also Oglesby plays Richland Springs. That's going to be a tough matchup for them. But what a great year it's been for Oglesby and Jeb Dixon. They're playing in Hico. This game here, Fort Worth Calvary Christian against Reicher. The winner gets either Weatherford Christian. They're 1-6 against 6-1 Temple Central Texas Christian next Saturday in Robinson. Vanguard tonight playing Irving the Highlands at Irving the Highlands. And then Eagle Christian Academy and Texoma Christian Academy tonight at Harvest Christian Academy in Watauga. When we come back, Paul Catalina with Reicher head football coach Tyler Holcomb. This is SicEm365 Radio and 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Boots add protection. Good boots help you climb better and move forward faster. And when your son or daughter steps into the boots of a U.S. Army officer, they also learn how to lead.
In these boots, they'll gain more confidence with expert training in one of more than 150 occupational specialties. In these boots, they'll stand a little taller and lead a team with diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise to successfully accomplish whatever challenge comes next. In these boots, they'll earn respect with valuable experience from day one that will give them solid footing for success into the future. Highly qualified candidates who earn a spot on our team can receive comprehensive health care coverage, college tuition assistance, and a bonus of up to $40,000. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
This interview with Reicher Catholic Cougars head football coach Tyler Holcomb is brought to you by Premier ER. Feel better now. Less wait, more care.
So let's talk about last week first. With you finally get a couple weeks of practice. You play Shelton. You win huge, 45-11. I know when we talked earlier in the season, you felt like this team had some potential, but then the rhythm got all thrown off. Are you seeing that rhythm coming back now?
Well, I thought, like you said, last week we got to practice. We had a full week of practice last week, and I really thought it was the best focus that we've had at practice all season long. And I think a lot of that comes from, things get taken from you, and you start to really appreciate what you had. I think that's where our kids are at right now. Some games have gotten taken from them this year. They get to practice, they get to play football, and so the focus is there, and they're really hungry right now. They played a great game Friday night, and a big win for us to get some confidence going into the playoffs.
Well, when you have playmakers like you do in Jake Boozer and Cummings, you've had these guys that can hunt when they're given an opportunity. Have you seen them kind of get back into their their playmaking, like they're locked in, they can kind of see the plays before it happens now?
Those guys are always locked in. Those are two dogs, man. they get after it, and when the lights come on, those two guys come to play, and that was no different Friday night. I mean, Jake Boozer obviously is the leader of our offense and is the one that makes us go. And then you've got to account for Eli Cummings. He's everybody's game plan. So we know those two guys are going to be the focal points, but they just continue to find ways to get it done.
When you have guys like that, especially, I know the last couple of years you've been trying to bring along some kids that aren't as necessarily experienced. How much does that help in that, like, bringing them to the next level when they can watch guys who are always locked in and always ready to go and always prepared?
Well, I think it's good. It's leading by example. And our senior class, we've got 10 seniors on this football team, and they take that leadership role very seriously. We have some freshman guys that are younger, and yesterday at practice we had a freshman quarterback in, and it was encouraging to hear, our senior receivers encouraging him and giving him some words of encouragement. If there was a bad ball or whatever, everything was positive. And so those guys really take that leadership role seriously. And it's encouraging at this point in the season for them to be showing those guys the ropes and how to do it for future years.
All right, let's look at this week. And look, your opponent, and because everybody made the playoffs, Calvary Christian has not won a game this year. But it's a playoff game you're playing, and we've talked about it for weeks. You guys need the work, don't you?
Well, just because they haven't won a game, I think everybody's seen the movie Miracle. That's not something that we take lightly. They're a playoff team, and they're a playoff opponent, so we're going to show up and we're going to treat them as such. And there's not going to be any sympathy on our end because they haven't won a game, just like they're not going to show us any sympathy because they haven't won a game. So we're going to go out there and we're going to play hard. They're going to play hard, and hopefully it's a good football game Friday night.
When it was announced that every team in TAPS was going to make the playoffs, I know there was probably some kind of backlash of like, oh my gosh, this is how it is. But given this year and how nobody's really been able to show who they are because of how disjointed it's been, this was really kind of the only path forward, wasn't it?
That's a really good point. I haven't really thought of it that way. I'm not one that gets caught up in the politics of those types of decisions. That's the decision that TAP's made. So I stand behind it, and we're going to just show up and play and control the things that we can control.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, everyone. This is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like mortgage lending, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs, even offering financing if that's needed. Everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
This Reicher's Cougars pregame show is brought to you by Boozer's Jewelers, the wedding ring store on the corner of Valley Mills and Wooded Acres in Waco.
All right, back here at Reicher Catholic School in the stadium. The coin toss was just done. Jake Boozer, the quarterback at Reicher, who there's a good chance he's not playing tonight, is out there as a captain for the Cougars, along with Adrian Maldonado, the starting quarterback for Calvary Christian. They are the Conquerors, is their nickname. Of course, Bishop Reicher, the Cougars, and they're mainly navy blue with the white stripe and the kind of almost a Columbia blue, light blue on the shoulder pads, the stripe on their shoulder pads, the white helmets. It's blue and orange, the main color for Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth, mainly orange, the pant, the white jerseys. Back in a moment with the starting lineups. 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, everyone. This is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like mortgage lending, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you seen the bleachers and grandstands at Baylor University, McLennan Community College, throughout Waco, Midway, Riesel, Martz, Marlin, La Vega, and Connolly ISD? They all have one name in common, Sturtisteel, an industry-leading fabricator of engineered seating solutions. There's no substitute for knowledge and experience. Sturtisteel has both, with more combined experience in the business than anyone else in the industry. Sturtisteel is quality from the ground up. We don't just build grandstands and bleachers, we build trust. Sturtisteel.com.
how can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
Parsons Roofing has been serving Central Texas since 1948, and we can handle your commercial roofing needs from repair to re-roofing. And no one handles more school than Parsons Roofing. Parsons Roofing has been named Contractor of the Year for 14 consecutive years. Parsons Roofing, a name Central Texans have trusted for over 70 years. It's not just a roof, it's our reputation. You can contact us today for a free roof evaluation, including hail claims, at 877-881-1733 or on the web at parsonsroofing.com.
Handling most of the kicking game for Reicher will be Cesar Betancourt, the sophomore, also the punter, and he will handle all of that. Also tonight for Calvary Christian head coach DeMarcus Morris in their first year. They're 0-7 on the year. 3 years as an assistant coach. Mark Smith, the AD, was the head coach. It's a school that at one point they played 8-man football for about the last 28 to 29. He couldn't give me the exact number. They played 11-man football, and they've been pretty good. They played for a state championship back in 2007, lost to Sacred Heart out of Hallettsville. We've told you about Reicher and their state titles in 04, 07, 8 and 9, 3 in a row. And I remember when I was in Tyler for all that time, and they were beating teams out of the Tyler area, the private schools out of the Tyler area, and they were hard to beat, whether it was Brook Hill or whoever it might have been. In fact, one of those championships, the last one Reicher won, was 35-28 in 2009 against Brook Hill. Kicking off is Betancourt for Reicher. Their dark jerseys and pants from his 40-yard line, a short high kick, pretty deep, and that's Serrano back inside the 5, picks it up. Great coverage, spins away at the 10. Big, strong. He's the fullback and plays middle linebacker. Gabe Serrano out inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. All right, up front, and it is moving parts for this team. Spencer, Hale, Rogers, Tagaloa, and Johnson, the offensive line. Spencer actually plays with two different numbers because they're so short sometimes with what they need and has to change jerseys. Adrian Maldonado, the senior, he's the starting quarterback. Brandon Alvarado, Jonah Katrina, Troy Collins, Aiden Garcia are the wide receivers. And the running back, the H-back, the one-back, actually, Gabe Serrano. Will get the Rikers defensive setup here momentarily. They will spread you out. Even the tackles line up very wide in the formation, but they are ineligible, of course, to catch a pass. Maldonado, the quarterback, they have a man, Collins, in motion in the slot now, left side, and they have had so many moving parts, and now they continue to have more moving parts, 2 slot receivers far side. Just 3 offensive linemen close by. There's a flag down, and it looks like Maldonado's going to get sacked from behind, and he is. Little Hawk Saldana makes the tackle inside the 10 for a sack back to the 8. And that's a loss of about 6 yards on the first play. It's second down and long.
Yeah, it looks like that they're going to go ahead and decline that play. It was an illegal motion, and so, we were at 2nd and 16 already right off the bat for Reicher.
Little Hawk Saldana, he's part of the defensive line around with Gerardo Montemayor, also Max O'Quinn, E.J. Borman. They're a part of that defensive front. Reynolds, Henley, and Betancourt, the linebackers. Strain and Long, the corners. And Duran and Ainsworth. I think Ainsworth might not. There's another flag for procedure against Calvary Christian on the second snap. It'll now be 2nd down and 21 back inside the 10-yard line. In the game also, Duran is one of the safeties, and they're going to have to play a little bit of different type players in the secondary because Ainsworth, I was told, was not going to play tonight. So look for that. Shornack looks like he might be the starting quarterback as they give Boozer the week off. Shot play out in the flat. Not much there. Reicher covers at the 2-yard line. That's a short pass for a loss of, here's 3 more. Back 2 more yards. It's now 3rd down and 23 inside the 5-yard line.
And there was another illegal motion on that. Looks like Calvary Christian's got a little bit of an issue there. An illegal shift, and going to decline it, and it's going to be 3rd and long in the shadow of their own goalposts.
So the Cougars look like they should get great field position. as Calvary Christian looks to the sideline. I have to tell you a little bit about this. So they have very few players on their roster. They lost their starting quarterback. Then their second-string quarterback came down with what they thought was concerned with illness, and they didn't know if he was going to play until basically yesterday. Coach DeMarcus Morris wants to take a timeout. We'll take one with him. 55 seconds to go in this opening quarter. No score, and the Reicher defense has put Calvary Christian back inside their 5. SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive, or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
I mentioned Ainsworth will not be playing the safety position. Mekhi Rice, who's also a receiver, is one of the starting safeties. He's on the far side. There are all sorts of players split wide. 6 of the 11 split wide. The 2 tackles split wide, but they're ineligible. And here's Maldonado, throws the ball over the middle, and it's intercepted inside the 5 and a touchdown. Austin Duron. The ball on a little play over the middle, it looked like it hit the receiver in the helmet, and Duron with the interception at about the 7-yard line and stumbled inside the 5 and scored. And Reicher, a minute 2 into this first quarter, lead 6-0, and Betancourt comes in to kick the extra point. Maldonado, again, that first pass was -2 yards. The second pass intercepted. Duron with a pick 6, and what a great start for the Reicher Cougars. The holder, by the way, Blaine Reynolds, the junior, who's also a running back, is the holder, and Betancourt's a left-footed kicker. 6-0 Reicher on the interception. A return of about 7 yards, officially snapped low, but he gets it up off the turf, and Betancourt with a very strong leg kicks it, and it's good. 10:58 to go first quarter. Reicher 7, Calvary Christian nothing. This 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio.
Now get employee pricing for all on new Jeeps from Allen Samuels. Just in time for the holidays, Grand Cherokee Limited has 0% for 84 months and no payments for 90 days. Or pick a cool Jeep Compass or the rugged Jeep Renegade Subcompact. Take your pick because both feature employee pricing for all. 0% for 72 and no payments for 90 days. It's the Black Friday sales event at Allen Samuels. Your friend in the car business.
Calvary Christian, they knew they would be swimming upstream. There's no question about it, but they are already down 7-0. The Conquerors give up a pick 6 to Duron. Touchdown, 7-0 Reicher. Cougars will kick off again. Betancourt, who has a very strong leg, will kick off. Back deep now, Troy Collins and Serrano. Gabe Serrano, who fielded that opening kickoff return, he's on the other side on this one. It's not even a scoring drive, Paul.
No, it wasn't. Took 1 minute and 2 seconds for Reicher to get on the board on Duron's pick 6, and just 7 yards, and it's 7-0. 10:58 left to go in the first quarter.
Reicher defensively this year has allowed just a little bit less than what they've scored. Of course, there's a couple of games when they got beat by 20. Here's a kick by Betancourt, line drive kick. Serrano picks it up at the 10-15. That's a big load right there, 25-30. Serrano 35-40, sideline, down near midfield, and knocked out at what looks to be the Calvary Christian 49-yard line. And there's a player down for Reicher as well on the other side of the field, and that is Saldana. And here's the thing about Serrano. I'm not sure if anyone wanted to touch him. He was a big man coming down the sideline, and Calvary Christian will start at their 49-yard line, get great field position.
Hey, easily, and I say this with love, the huskiest kick returner I've ever seen, and I like it. I'm a fan. Look, he is carrying a torch for a lot of us.
Yeah. Well, okay, would you rather see him go 70, 80, 90 yards or an offensive lineman with a chance to catch a touchdown pass? Or a defensive lineman scoop and score?
I kind of feel like it's all in the same family.
Okay, all right. Yep, it is. Again, we're waiting on the injury, and that's not a good deal with Little Hawk Saldana, the senior, down in front of the Calvary Christian bench, and they are looking at his leg and won't guess on what part of it, but that's not a good sign. 7-0 Reicher. Tyler Holcomb had went all the way across the other side, and he's got that play chart, that laminated chart that hangs. I don't know how you don't trip all over yourself with that thing, and now they're going to bring out some others as well from the stands, and that doesn't look good. Let's take a break here. 7-0 Reicher, 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio.
Parenting is full of surprises.
You never know what to expect.
So after our son was born, I called my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent to set up a life insurance policy in case something happened to me.
Sawyer is now 2.
And we'll soon have a sister. There's no one else I would trust with protecting my family.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs, too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Not a good look at all, and I mean that not as a negative, but a negative when it comes to Saldana. He's had to be helped all the way across the far sideline in front of the Calvary Christian bench, and he's putting no weight at all on his right leg. And so Little Hawk Saldana, who had the tackle and the sack early in the game, being attended to. Now Calvary Christian will go on offense. Maldonado, again, their quarterback, who had the tip pass intercepted. He's about 7-8 yards behind the center, a little bit farther than normal. And Serrano almost takes a short snap, and Maldonado slips and loses a couple of yards back to the 47-yard line. It's 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, let's go to a Texas Tour Gear sideline report. Craig, Calvary Christian just doesn't seem to be able to get anything going.
No, I mean, a small sample size, but there hasn't been much doing, so to speak, and not really anything they've shown so far through a handful of plays that really lead you to believe that they might kick it into high gear in a second. So prime opportunity for Reicher's defense.
They have gone to this interesting and unique offensive formation. The tackles are split wide, and I think it's because they want to give Maldonado a lot of time. He throws a little underneath pass, got room 50, cannot get a block by his wide receiver. Otherwise would have been able to get maybe a 5 or 6 more to the 49 of Reicher. That's a gain of 4 on a little pass over the middle to Troy Collins. If he had a block from his offense or his wide receiver, there's a chance that could have gone somewhere.
Yeah, it's interesting to see because if they're putting these tackles out wide and sending them downfield, the tackles have to be careful and the quarterback has to be careful that he keeps the ball behind the line of scrimmage so that they don't get ineligible man downfield.
10:06, 7-0 Reicher. Again, they split those tackles. This time not quite as far. Right hash and Maldonado in the shotgun. The center is Joseph Rogers, and Maldonado has time. Throws it out in the left flat. Pass is caught. Could be a first down, more than that, at the 40, and tripped up inside the Reicher 40 to the 38-yard line. And that's a gain of 11 yards. Very nicely done. Pass to Jonah Cortina for a first down.
Yeah, and this is kind of a tricky formation to follow what they're doing here. So, it's bound to be some confusion on the Reicher side a little bit.
So, again, they split those tackles out about a good 10 yards from where the guards are. The first down from Calvary Christian as Maldonado finds somebody dragging over the middle, and Cortina, who is also what he was actually practicing to be the quarterback if Maldonado could not go tonight. He'll look to the sideline with DeMarcus Morris. 9:30 first quarter, 7-0 Reicher. Play clock counting down, and Maldonado now has to run, scramble to his left, gets away, then not enough to get away from a sack at the 43-yard line. Very well done on the sack by, I think it was Jamian Henley. And Maldonado loses 4 yards back to the 42.
Yeah, and they've lost on every series of downs, even the one they got the first down on. They've lost yardage on every series.
Yeah, they have. Second down and they say 13 on the clock. That's fine. 42-yard line, 7-0 Reicher with 8:54 clock running in the first quarter. Opening round of the playoffs for Taps. Maldonado will throw out in the flat. That's Cortina. Does get a block corner, sideline, and then Duron, who had the pick six with a very strong tackle, forced it, and Cortina got just inside the 40 for a gain of 3.
And it's third and long. And look, they haven't gone down the field. Everything's been underneath and then breaking tackles. So Reicher's defense constantly at an advantage because of that.
Third down and 11. They almost spread the offensive line, the left tackle, well to the hash mark. Very unique formation, no doubt about it. Maldonado wants to throw a screen. Tipped again, and Duron again. Another pick for Duron. Austin Duron with an interception. How about that? And they tried to throw the middle screen, and Duron loves and knows a lot about the ball. Back to the 45, interception. Reicher, second drive by Calvary Christian, ends up in a pick.
Well, we have an early contender for Defensive Player of the Week in Central Texas.
Yes, we do. I mean, just that alone, the 2 interceptions. Duron with a 22, walking off the field and takes off his helmet. He's coming straight to Little Hawk to see how his teammate is doing and gets a drink of water. So Reicher will actually run their first offensive series because they hadn't had the ball yet. Bales, Ward, Kohler, Plesac, and also Henley, the offensive line. Quarterback is Shornack, as Boozer is not playing tonight. Shornack to the left is Cummings. The snap, they throw the little jet sweep, turning the corner, 45 midfield, down the sideline, gets a block from Cummings. Now wants to cut it back the other way, and finally down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. That is Sir John Strain for a gain of 16 yards on the little, just kind of the jet sweep where you just kind of shovel pass. And Strain picks up 16.
Newt Shornack's dad, Michael, is right outside the window here. Known him for a long time.
First down at the 39-yard line. H-back is Borman. In the slot this way is Sir John Strain. Receivers are Micah Rice, Mekhi Rice, and also Corey Long. Cummings, the running back. Cummings, of course, that kind of miscommunications. Gets loose, breaks a tackle, spins, and has a first down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line for a gain of 12 yards. Give him 13. Eli Cummings last year had a big year. He and Jarquay Walton on that state finalist team at La Vega.
Yeah, Eli Cummings was a nice get for Reicher here, and he's a game changer. He's a dog, as Tyler Holcomb told me earlier this week.
Newt Shornack again, the shotgun, getting the start tonight. H-back to the right side is Borman. Cummings again, right side. Cummings has a lot of room, spins inside the 20 to the 15-yard line for a gain of 12 yards and a first down. 25 yards on 2 carries for Cummings. Pick 6 from Duron, an interception from Duron, and here come Reicher back down deep into Calvary Christian territory. 6:45 first quarter, and the Cougars already up 7-0. Cummings lines up about 3 yards behind Shornack, who has a straight in motion, who had that 16-yard run. They pitch it back to Eli, this time hit in the backfield, breaks a tackle inside the 10, breaks a tackle at the 5 and scores. Touchdown. Eli Cummings. 16 yards, touchdown, 13-0 Reicher.
Just a great way to break tackles through there, and they had him dead rights in the backfield, but he shook it and got into the end zone.
Here comes Betancourt with the extra point. They bring Lopez, comes off at the last second. Again, the hold from Rice. The hold is from Blaine Reynolds. Extra point from Betancourt. 13-0. Snap good, hold good, and Betancourt drills it. Hits that back fence that separates the stadium and the campus from the houses here off of 25th Street. So, 6:27 first quarter. Reicher 14. Calvary Christian, nothing. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, SicEm365 Radio.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
Yeah, there's a contingent of short acts in front of us, as you said. The father, family, PA, and all the folks who have been great and hospitable here at Reicher Catholic High School. And also 14-0, Cougars lead Calvary Christian first quarter with just under 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
You know, guys, part of the reason that is my mom taught all these people.
Is that why they're successful?
They're successful, but I think they're also a little afraid. I mean, my mom's a sweet lady, but I think she ruled with an iron fist in the classroom. She taught me when I was in fifth grade for a little bit.
Your mother has ever had any kind of iron fist in her life. Back deep, Serrano and Collins. 14-0. 2 Duran interceptions have led to a touchdown defensively and set up a short field for the Cougars at their 49. Betancourt has already kicked off twice and kicked 2 extra points. We'll do it again from his 40. Little jab step and then kicks it really deep. Boy, he's got a great leg. That ball hits it about the 2-yard line, goes through the back of the end zone. And that's a touchback. And so Calvary Christian, their offensive, led by the quarterback Maldonado. Serrano, again, the H-back fullback. He kind of lines up in a shotgun himself with Maldonado even further back. Averaging just 15.2 points per game. They're 0-7. So they've struggled. There's no question about it. They have struggled throughout the year, and they were heavy underdogs, but playing this game, and DeMarcus Morrison so happy as far as just keeping in touch with me throughout the week, and AD Mark Smith as well. All right, Maldonado in the gun. Tight ends, this time the tackles are much closer to the normal where you would see them, and Serrano spins for about a yard. At the time it was a snap, and he was in motion and took the snap from the center at the H-back position or fullback position. So a gain of a yard for Serrano.
Yeah, and you look over in the sideline, they have, 4 or 5 available players on the bench. So
yeah, no, they're very, very limited with a couple of guys wearing jerseys who are not suited up tonight. 2nd down and 9, and Maldonado in the gun. Throws a deep post. He's got a man downfield, and the pass is caught inside the Reicher 40 from the 25 to the 36-yard line for 39 yards and a perfect throw to Jonah Cortina.
It was a nice throw, and you can see
it was a great throw, yeah.
Why they're dropping him that far back so he has time. If he has time, he can get the ball out.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was covered well too. That was a over-the-shoulder catch by Cortina, who lines up to the right. Maldonado in the gun, wants to throw it deep down the left sideline. This one's a jump ball and intercepted by Reicher. Corey Long with the interception inside the 15-yard line. That time Maldonado just kind of threw it up for grabs, and that's exactly what it was, and Long wanted it more. And the Cougars defense, their 3rd interception of the quarter, will start at their 11 or 16-yard line with 5:37 left in the first quarter.
I think maybe that completion previous to that gave him a little bit of confidence, but maybe a little bit of too much confidence there. Just kind of left that one up for grabs.
He does have a nice arm. He throws that ball pretty well, but that time, the first pick was a tip. We don't know if that was a receiver that was not paying attention, but the second one was obviously another tip ball. That one there, he threw that up into bad coverage, although he was hoping his receiver would make the play. So Shornack from the 16. First down. 14-0 Reicher. He goes to throws a wheel route. He's got a receiver, and he can't quite get it. Nice coverage that time. Collins came over. Here's a flag coming from the back judge. The pass was intended for Sir John Strain, and I hope that this is not any kind of a hitting a defenseless receiver, because that was just great coverage down here in front of the Reicher bench, in my opinion. At least in my opinion. I could be wrong. Paul, Craig?
Yeah, I didn't see what really happened, if that's what it was.
Man,
it looked like a pretty standard, clean play to me.
They're going to call it pass interference. I did not see that whatsoever, but Reicher will take it. Now the ball out to the nearly 30-yard line. Boy, I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you, but hey, you got the big-time penalty. First down at the 30 after the pick by Corey Long. Nice throw by Shornack. Good coverage, it appeared to be, by Calvary Christian. So first down. in the gun. Cummings off the right side, and he this time gets dragged down for a loss. Nice job by the Conquerors that time to be a part of that, and it's now 2nd down and 11.
It's the first time I've actually heard that mascot name.
Yeah, me too. That was Cortina, by the way, the big, tall receiver, also the backup quarterback who knocked Cummings down for a loss of a yard. Cummings has 3 carries in this game, now make it 4 for 37 yards. Shornack with his security blanket. To his right, Borman. Now he's moved to his left off the left tackle, Royce Bales. 2nd down and 11. Cummings about 3 yards, behind Shornack in the gun. Kind of that pistol formation. Cummings right side, room to run. Cummings breaks the tackle, spins, and they finally get him at about the 39-yard line. A little bit short. Cummings, I don't know if he ever went down, but they did blow the whistle. Not sure if this is a first down. Looks like he's slightly short at the 39, a gain of 10, 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, Cummings is so explosive and shifty, too. Really, finds those little creases well.
14-0 Reicher. This is their 2nd possession with one of those touchdowns, of course, a defensive interception. So 3rd down and a yard. Cummings lost a yard, picked up 10. And it's 3rd down and a yard. Borman, the H-back, big, good-looking body here on the left-hand side. This is Cummings. Dances. Here he goes. Cummings, 50. Eli, 40. Eli, 35. Breaks the tackle, 30. Sideline, stiff arm. Makes another man miss, and finally tackled out of bounds at about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, I think he's going to kind of be able to name his numbers tonight, guys, because he's just I get skipping up there. He's just faster and stronger and more explosive than a lot of guys on this Calvary defense. So, yeah, he's a handful early on.
47 yards on the carry, and he is like a bull, a loose bull in a rodeo arena. There was a flag down back at about the midfield. I think the official just dropped it out of his pocket. And so from the 13-yard line, it's a 47-yard run from Cummings to the Calvary Christian 13 with 3:45 to go in this first quarter. Borman again sets up to the left side, and the slot right is Strain. Rice, a wide receiver that way, and Long is to the near side. And Shornack will take the snap with Cummings, throws it out in the flat. Pass is caught at the 10, at the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Rice. Mekhi Rice. Little slip screen, Paul. Nice throw by Shornack. Rice just used his quickness and speed. 13 yards, touchdown. 20-0 Reicher first quarter.
Yeah, what an explosive first quarter for Reicher. They've taken advantage of everything, and that's what you want to do. When you're better than a team, when you have that advantage, you don't want to let them hang around. You want to take advantage of everything, and they've done it every time. Betancourt
will come in, kick the extra point or attempt to. Reynolds on a knee. Again, Betancourt, a left-footed kicker. 20-0 Reicher, 3:37 first quarter, and Betancourt's kick is good. 21-0 Cougars. Reicher leads in this TAPS high school football playoff game over Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth on 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio.
Now get employee pricing for all on new Jeeps from Allen Samuels. Just in time for the holidays, Grand Cherokee Limited has 0% for 84 months and no payments for 90 days. Or pick a cool Jeep Compass or the rugged Jeep Renegade Subcompact. Take your pick because both feature employee pricing for all. 0% for 72 and no payments for 90 days. It's the Black Friday sales event at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business.
Back at Reicher Catholic School, 21-0 Cougars will lead off it as much as Cummings has done what he's done, or Shornack, or Rice, or Strain, or Duran. Corey Long with a pick. Betancourt is the one who's probably going, golly, this is fun, although his leg might fall off at this rate. 21-0 Reicher leads. He'll kick off yet again.
It was an exactly 2-minute drive. 5 plays, 85 yards. Rice's 13-yard reception makes it 21-0 in favor of the Cougars.
Cummings did most of the damage until the catch and run. 15-yard pass interference, and this is Collins at the 10. Collins 10, 15, slips, got down with his wrist to get down or hand to get down in the ground, and he gets out to the corner and run out at the 40-yard line. That's a nice return by Troy Collins, who had 9 catches for 142 yards in the loss last week. And the interesting thing about this offense that DeMarcus Morris is trying to run is that they are so low on numbers. They're doing anything they can to try to find some sort of way to move the ball. And we've seen them do that. The problem they have, obviously, the 3 turnovers early, and their defense is getting shredded early as well. But it's been 3 turnovers, and Maldonado has got a good arm, but he's back in the gun with Serrano to his right. 4 receivers, standard offensive line this time, tight with the tackles. And Maldonado looks right. Throws over the middle, pass is caught by Collins. Underneath for about 3 yards. Or was that Cortina? And Cortina slow to get up. I think he went down hard on that shoulder. He got a nice tackle, and he went down on that shoulder.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that they haven't tried to run the ball a little bit more just to reduce the chance for a turnover. You know, Darryl Royal said there's 3 things that can happen when you throw the ball famously, and 2 of them are bad.
Cortina has to come out, and that's another thing that could happen. You get injured, but you can do that running the ball. It's like I think he got just tackled on his right shoulder, and Maldonado has started this game. He is 6 for 6, but also 3 of the incompletions are picks, or 6 of 9. Here's a flea flicker. They got a man deep, throwing down the field as Collins a pass caught at the Reicher 40. Boy, that looked like it'd be another pick, but the pass is caught at the 40. And that's a gain of 21 yards and a nice catch that time for 18 yards to Landon Spencer.
Yeah, the Conquerors have to be careful about hanging that ball up in the air. Reicher's shown some good hands back there. It doesn't matter who it is. They have the ability to pick it off, but made a nice play there.
Spencer's one of those that run. He has 2 different numbers, so that's why I had to kind of hesitate. He also can wear jersey 58, play offensive line. Maldonado sacked and throws it out of bounds. That's got to be grounding. He had a big man in trouble right in front of him. Sacked that time.
It's like they get to the 50 and it just kind of falls apart, you know.
That's a huge loss. It's about a 13-yard loss on a sack and also intentional grounding. Maldonado has been sacked already 3 times. And you're right, Craig, it's that they moved the ball. They put up some pretty good numbers, but in the end, it's not the yard, it's what do you do? And that time, Kane Kohler comes up from the inside to sack him for a loss of 13. Actually, even more than that. 14 yards, 2nd down and 24. And Maldonado throws it left sideline, and pass is tipped, almost caught by Collins. And I got to tell you, if he had not done that, I think that Betancourt, or was it maybe even Strain, that had a chance to go the other way with that. It's 3rd down and 24.
Yeah, Betancourt fell on the ground. I mean, he might have caught it if he had gotten a step there earlier if it bounced off his hands, but it was very lucky for Calvary that that ball hit the turf.
So it's 3rd down and 23 yards. 2:12 to go first quarter, 21-0 Reicher. Craig Smoke with the Texas Tour Gear sideline updates for us. Paul Catalina, David Smoke, Deontay Epps runs the mothership. Here's the throw out and the ball again. This time intended for Serrano, but dangerous. Betancourt was there. Corey Long was there. And it's 4th down, and now you would think that Calvary Christian will punt. So Maldonado is 6 of 11 for 58 yards. Actually, 6 of 11 for 74 yards, including that 50 or 39-yarder. He's in the gun. They're not going to punt unless they just know he's going to go back and throw it. Throws a deep fade over the middle of the pass to Collins. And it's intercepted by Long, down the sideline. Corey Long, 40, 30. Long finally, not done yet, but inside. There's a flag down at the 30-yard line, and that is the 4th interception of this first quarter. And Corey Long and Duron each have 2, and that was a run back all the way inside the 20, but it looks like there might be a block or a clip in the back at about the 30, but still Reicher gets the ball back up 21 with 1:46 to go. And Craig, that ball kind of tipped around. I thought Collins might even come down with it, but there's Corey Long again.
Yeah, no, it did tip around. It was in traffic a little bit, and Long actually held on to that by just trapping it with one hand against what looked like his thigh pad. It's, I guess because of the traffic that was there, just ball batting around, and he actually he actually trapped against his thigh. So just a really nice heads-up play. And, 4 interceptions in one quarter. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've seen games where a quarterback has thrown 4 or 5 interceptions. At the high school level, that's hard. But unfortunately, Maldonado, he's just winging it. That's really all they have, because apparently they don't have much of a running game with what's happened as well with the offensive line. Minute 46 to go. Reicher up 21-0. Appreciate you listening on 106.7 FM The Eagle. Thanks to J.C. King back at our studio. J.C.
Chewy, our best
Chewy's out,
Chewy. Yeah.
and Hector's out. God bless them. Good luck to them. And Shornack now with the double back set. And he gives it off to the right. That's Reynolds at the 40. Reynolds 30. Cuts it back, runs right into his own player. Cuts it outside. Stiff arm 20. Inside the 15. Reynolds will score. Touchdown. 42 yards. Blaine Reynolds cut back, ran into his own player, Craig, E.J. Borman, at about the 30, and then kind of just bolted on the sideline, stiff arm, 42 yards, touchdown Reicher.
Yeah, and what was kind of funny about it is like it almost like everything kind of stopped and paused for a second when he ran into him, and just like nobody moved. He just kept running after that, cut it to the right, and just, sheer willpower. He wasn't going to be brought down. He was getting into the end zone.
Betancourt, 4th extra point attempt. This time he drills it again. And it's 28-0 Reicher over Calvary Christian, and there's still 1:32 to go in the first quarter. Reicher, 28. Calvary Christian, nothing. SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
$28-0 Reicher leads Calvary Christian.
Hey, if you'll notice over to the right, to the end zone, Reicher had a player injured earlier. Looks like they're taking him back to the locker room and needs some assistance, it looks like, from either a family member or trainer and also one of his fellow teammates. So just a little update there.
All right, not good. Obviously, we had, that was Saldana, remember, who had what looked like a lower leg injury, had to come all the way across from one side to the other. Fieldhouse is on the opposite side, which is the opposing team side. 28-0. And Betancourt will kick again from his 40. 4 for 4 extra points, 2 touchbacks, and he'll kick from the 40 right here. It's no wind at all. The American flag in the end zone on the north side is just sitting there limp.
It feels great out here.
Yeah,
and
it's November the 20th, and it feels like it could be September, maybe even April. It's great for our sideline guys. Here's Betancourt, little squib kick, bounces around. This is Collins at about the 12. Troy Collins, 15. Collins gets a beautiful block, and Serrano with a beautiful block, and Collins is down, and so is one of his players, and they're going to throw a flag on that.
Huh. I thought that was clean.
Yeah, I thought it was a clean block as well.
Well, yeah, I don't know if that might be what you call a blindside block in this day and age. We even saw that in a college game the other day at inside the 20, and that would take Calvary Christian back inside their 10.
I mean, I get that, and I understand, but, like, that's as clean of a block as you can really make. Like, if you can't allow them to do that, I don't know what they can be allowed to do as far as blocking on special teams goes,
Yeah. No, it's even worse because they actually made the sign of a block below the waist when actually Serrano hit the Reicher defender, the coverage man, right in the chest. So, oh well. 9-yard line is where Calvary Christian will start with 1:19 to go first quarter and down 28-0.
I'm already to my 8th line in the highlight.
In the gun, Maldonado over the middle. Pass is caught, spins away Collins at the 15-20. Collins tried to peel the ball away from him, and he has close to a first down at the 20 for a gain of 11. I don't know how deep we're going to go into that, Paul.
Yeah, I think Reicher's defense now, 4 interceptions in one quarter. You had the pick 6. I think they're just feasting for turnovers now. You can smell the blood, and rightfully so, up 28-0.
Yeah, they have not had many wins, just the 2 out of 6, 2-4 in the year, but they did win last week. Maldonado in the flat to Collins, and he's drilled immediately, and the pass, they say, is incomplete. What a first quarter for Corey Long. And Maldonado threw out, and Collins was just set up for the kill that time. It was a clean shot by Long, but Collins had no chance, and he's down. And remember now, this is a Calvary Christian team that already is very short, and that's one of the guys that goes both ways. All of them are, except maybe 1 or 2. And he's down in the field. They're looking at him. It's a little less than a minute now, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. 28-0 Reicher, back in 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, everyone. This is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like mortgage lending, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Collins is still down. The senior plays wide receiver and also defensive back for the Conquerors, and all that was a little quick throw out in the flat, and Collins had to reach up for it, and when he did, about the time he was trying to come down with it, he got drilled by Corey Long, and he was just sitting duck. His team all kneeling right there in front of him, so was Reicher. It's been all Cougars, 28-0.
Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. That's what I would assume. He's getting up just fine. Just seems like he got knocked a little silly, and rightfully so, because that was a big hit. It was a nice job by Long, and fortunately it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
good.
That getting the wind knocked out of you feeling is, I'm going to die, I'm dying, that's it, I'm dead. And then you're like, oh, no, I'm fine. That's it, it's over.
It all of a sudden, you just, something leaks into your lungs, thank God. We've all been there. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass by Maldonado. From his 20-yard line, looks left, throws a long slant pass, incomplete, and Long again. When there's a flag for a late hit, and that's going to be on Duron, and that was unnecessary. He really didn't need to do that, and it's intended on a deep post at about the 30-yard line. Ball was overthrown. Long was in coverage, and Duron just planted the receiver, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Now the question is going to be whether or not, I think it was just it was a late hit because the ball was well past the receiver, and it was no targeting, and that's a 15-yard penalty against Reicher.
Yeah, just not a very smart play there by Duron, because it's about to be 3rd and long, and I know that they've got to feel like they're playing with house money after this first quarter, but you still don't do that.
Oh, they are going to rule it a targeting call, and that's an injection against Duron, who's had a huge first quarter. I do not think there was targeting. I think it was a hitting a defenseless receiver, which could also lead to the discussion. There's no replay in high school football, so Duron will have to sit down. And that's unfortunate because Austin's had a great first quarter. I don't think it was targeting, but I do think it was a late hit, no question about it, at a defenseless receiver.
Father Ryan disagrees. He didn't think it was targeting either. And he'll forgive him. That's the great part about Catholicism.
Maldonado, a short snap to Serrano, and he leans outside the 35 to the 37, 8-yard line for 3.
Newt Shortnack in his safety.
There you go. He's also playing quarterback tonight for Boozer. Under 35 seconds to go, 2nd and 7. I thought I heard the whistle. I thought that was the scoreboard going off, but sounds like a fire engine blowing down 25th Avenue or Street. Here's another short step, and Serrano does not get on it. And I think it's still loose, and Serrano got it back. Nope, they did not. Fumble recovery. 5th turnover of the first quarter against Calvary Christian, and that ball was recovered, it looks like, by Max O'Quinn. It was at the Calvary Christian 34-yard line. 5 turnovers in the first quarter, and 14 seconds to go with Reicher up 28-0. That was a snap to Serrano, and he just couldn't contain it. Couldn't come up with it. I thought he did. And then just a little scramble, maybe got between his legs. Lord knows what happens when you get down in that scramble. So the Cougars with Shornack taking the snap, the ball at the 34-yard line of Calvary Christian with Cummings to his right. 4 receivers, 2 each direction, and Shornack back in the shotgun. Has plenty of time. Throws the deep post. Man open. Long. Caught it. Touchdown. Corey Long from Shornack.
There's a flag back down at the 29-yard line that was thrown as he was making the break in his route. So this might be coming back.
Yeah, you wonder, again, the pass, it was a beautiful throw in a post. It's holding against Calvary Christian. 34-yard touchdown throw by Shornack. And Reicher, 5 touchdowns, 5 turnovers they forced here in the first quarter against Calvary Christian with 2.9 seconds to go in the quarter. Wow. Beautiful throw. That was a great post. And what I loved about Corey Long is Long went up, jumped about a foot or 2 in the air, went after the football when it was coming down out of the air on a gorgeous throw. Here comes the extra point. Snap good. Betancourt kick good. 35-0 Reicher over the Conquerors. SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
From the first workout, stepping into a new pair of boots is great, but stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can also add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. There are more than 150 occupational specialties to help them find the best fit for their future. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Reicher's season this year started with a 27-21 overtime loss to Brentwood Christian out of Austin. Then they won 48-28 against Dallas First Baptist Academy. 34-24 loss to Dallas Covenant. Covenant's 5-2 on the year. Grace Prep beat Reicher 26-6, and then Brazos Christian Academy, heck of a game, 45-42 the first week in November. Then they dropped to 1-4, then beat Shelton 45-11 last week.
Yeah, it was a one-play 34-yard drive. Long's 34-yard reception in 12 seconds makes it 35-0 Reicher. Still 2 seconds and change left in the first quarter.
And Betancourt will kick off. This is the 7th? Because he kicked off to open the game. 5 extra points. That's 6. This is the 7th kickoff for Betancourt in the first quarter, and he has drilled the last couple of. He's kind of hit more of a, kind of a line drive. Oh my goodness, he hammered this one. Back inside the 5 and a touchback. Betancourt, 7 kickoffs in the first quarter. 5 extra points in the first quarter. 35-0 Reicher in the first quarter. And Calvary Christian has one more snap here in the first quarter. Cougars look really good. Next week, based on what's happening, they're going to play next week. It appears as if Temple Central Texas Christian Academy, which is a 6-1 team, they would play on Saturday, 2 o'clock at Robinson High School. Maldonado back in the gun. 5 turnovers against this Conquerors offense, and Maldonado throws it out, and the flat pass is short, underthrown, and ruled incomplete.
I lost track of it. 3 or 4 interceptions?
4 interceptions, okay, 1 fumble recovery.
So, 5 turnovers and 5 touchdowns off those turnovers. Reicher has not gotten the ball.
Yeah, points off turnovers has been skewed for the rest of the year.
Yeah, they've got it. Like they're if you want to put that up in their district, they might have gone from last to first all of a sudden.
David Haynes Jr., by the way, that story with Marlin stepping down as AD head football coach. Did a great job with that program. Of course, they have a lot of changes in the administration and much more. 35-0 Reicher here, and they say that ended the first quarter. With our score, Reicher, the Cougars 35, and Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth, nothing on 106.7 FM and SicEm365 Radio.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Maldonado with a pass, trying to get the first out at the 35-yard line. Pass off the hands of his intended receiver and incomplete. And it's now 3rd down and 10. And Maldonado, who had a pretty good start. Oh, no, I say that. Of course, I know the picks. He had the 4. He had 6 of 9 passing. He's hit 2 of his last 7. Back in the gun. Maldonado throws the deep fade right sideline. Receiver down the sideline, and just could not quite find Roman Emmerich, who was streaking down the sideline. And I think right there is Shornack came over, Sir John Strain, who was the corner, and I think Shornack may have just kind of gotten in the eyesight of Emmerich, and that ball is overthrown slightly 4th down.
It was actually a pretty good throw.
I agree.
You know, and receiver could have probably made a move to the inside, but I think just a couple of guys that were hindering his vision, so to speak.
Back to punt is Serrano. Back is Blaine Reynolds, who has a rushing touchdown at about the Reicher 45. 16 seconds into the first or second quarter, Serrano gets off the punt. Nice punt. Hits at the Reicher 40. Dribbles inside the 30. And dribble. It's rolling. Back inside the 25. Now Reynolds takes his time. Picks it up at the 14. Reynolds at the 20. Reynolds 25-30. Reynolds tripped up and tackled. Nice tackle in the open field at the 40-yard line. And that's where Reicher takes over at their 40. It's the first time that they've taken over because of a punt.
But by the way, we have some of the Shornack clan listening in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, really?
Yes, Robert, Carson, Jane, Maggie, and Ashley.
Yeah, it's great to have the Shornack family excited about the 2 touchdown passes. He also started to play safety a little bit, getting the start tonight. Boozer has what appears to be kind of an ankle issue, and Shornack has not missed a beat. He's throwing the ball really well. Hadn't had to throw it much. In fact, the thing is that Reicher has not even run many plays on offense. They haven't had to. First out at the 39, Shornack with Cummings to his left. 3 receivers to the far side right hash. Shornack to Cummings. There's Eli, 35-40. There he goes, sideline 50. Cummings, 40, 30, 20. Forget about it. Touchdown, Reicher. 61 yards, Eli Cummings. Touchdown. 41-0. Cougars lead Calvary Christian, 1 play, 61 yards.
And let's see, and it took 15 seconds. I mean, the time of possession is going to look weird in this game.
Number of plays is going to look weird,
yeah.
and the score is 41-0. Betancourt back in again as Cummings took what was basically a delay, kind of a counter tray out of the gun. Got outside, had a huge hole off the right side thanks to his offensive line with Kohler, Plesac, and Henley. Here's the kick by Betancourt, and the kick by Betancourt is actually just over the upright. 42-0 with 11:09 to go in the second quarter. Reicher leads Calvary Christian with Craig Smoke, Paul Catalina, Deontay Epps, and David Smoke on 106.7 FM and SicEm365 Radio.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
All right, score here 42-0 Reicher, and they'll kick off again with 11:09 to go. It's in the second quarter. A couple of scores around the area. Garrison at halftime. We knew this would be a low-scoring game. Garrison 7, Holland nothing. Garrison, that's Jack Alvarez's son, Brandon, who took over that program. They beat unbeaten Hawkins last week, and they're leading 7-0 here. 7-0 here. And there's also, not sure exactly what's going on with the touchdown. The officials were meeting. Lexington leads Taft 14-0. That game is early on. Crawford now 8-0. They lead in their game against. Go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to tell you that the officials were huddling because there was like an entire bag's worth of laundry, thrown on the field after the touchdown. So
okay.
I'm assuming that happened on Calvary's end, whatever it was. I couldn't quite tell, but there was like 5 flags on the field after that score. So I think they're probably just talking to coach and, letting him know, like, hey, this thing's pretty clear what the result's going to be, but just don't let it get out of hand.
By the way, how about this, Paul? China Spring 7, West Orange Stark nothing. They blocked the punt, ran it back for a touchdown, and the Cougars, who stunned everybody except themselves with a win against Jasper, lead highly ranked West Orange Stark early in that game. Here's the kick by Betancourt. This is going to be a touchback. Just drilled it almost through the back of the end zone. Eventually it bounces through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, the Battle and Brian Bell boys there, Smokey. I mean, you kind of can't count them out. They've got big play guys, on the field.
If you're going to beat West Orange Stark, you got to find a way to manufacture points because they don't give up many. I don't think they give up more than 5 points a game. They've already given up 7.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers leads Poth 7-0 first quarter. That game going on, and we'll update you as we get other scores along the way as well. Here's Maldonado in the gun. It's a good-looking kid. He's got a good arm, as Craig said. He just, did a lot of turnovers. Here's a pass behind the line of scrimmage dropped by his intended receiver, and there's yet again Corey Long, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're headed for what I believe will be a running clock in the second half, but not in the first, based on the rule I was told in taps.
Yeah, there's a long way to go to the half.
Well, especially if a team that is not completing passes is going to continue to throw them, it's going to be that way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's 8 of 18 now. Maldonado with 4 interceptions. He's 8 of 18 passing for 85 yards. Got a story at halftime on the design of the logo at halftime at midfield here. Award-winning field painting. Here's a pass on the wheel route to Serrano and a nice throw and a catch tackled by Sir John Strain at the 47-yard line, and that's a nice pickup of 22 yards. That was a nice throw again by Maldonado, and Serrano kept his concentration to make the catch.
Yeah, Sir John Strain also knew exactly how to tackle Serrano there. He didn't want to get up high with him. He went down low.
So 1st down at the 47-yard line. Calvary Christian wants a timeout, and they get it. Well, 10 minutes and 42 seconds to go. I think that's their 2nd timeout of this first half. 42-0 Reicher on 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio.
Waco's newest gym, Halo Athletic Center, 5725 Bagby Avenue, right behind Region 12 and across the highway from the Central Texas Marketplace, where motivation, inspiration, and hard work are the driving force. State-of-the-art equipment, indoor and outdoor track, locker rooms, showers, yoga and bar classes by Duality Yoga, bod pod potty composition analysis, and registered dietitians, all under one roof, where we rise above. Come join the Halo Athletic Center and be a part of the change, your change.
One of the better games of the state tonight, that game between Aledo and Timberview. Aledo 22-14. They lead with 6:29 left in the second quarter. Here we have 10:42 to go in the second quarter. Reicher up 42-0. In Calvary Christian with the ball. Maldonado with 4 receivers. 2 in a slot each way, 1 in the slot each way. A 4-receiver set, 2 each side, right hash. Serrano, the H-back, fullback, and Maldonado throws a deep out. Receiver downfield, overshoots everybody, including the defensive back, and the pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, thank God for that running clock rule here pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, 10.5 minutes away, because it's very clear Calvary does not run the football. And down 42-0, even more reason to not run the football. But, it looks like it's going to be a night of just airing it out and hoping something drops for you.
Landon Spencer, the intended receiver, 2nd down. Yeah, that's the danger of a blowout when you're going to throw the ball a lot. And I don't know, DeMarcus Morris wants to try to build something here. They're not going to win tonight. Their season will end tonight. Maldonado back in the gun, throws it middle, pass, diving, interception. Shornack with a pick. He's doing it all. They heard us in Birmingham, Paul. Newt Shornack with 2 touchdown passes. Maldonado with a post. I think the receiver just stopped his route, and Shornack, he was intended for Ocampo, and that's the 5th interception of this first half for the Reicher defense.
Yeah, they're ball hawking tonight.
So Duron, who has ejected for targeting, has 2. Long has 2, and now Newt Shornack, who came in because Duron was out because of the targeting penalty, had a diving interception at the 32-yard line.
Duron's beating himself up over that, too. He's like,
because that could have been mine.
I could have 5 tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It's 1st down in the gun. Shornack, Cummings, delay, right side. Eli, here he goes again. 30, breaks a tackle, 40. Oh, no, he's going to go again. 50, 40, maybe one man to get him. No, Eli touchdown. 68 yards. 10:08 to go in the first half, and Eli Cummings, 68, 61, and 13-yard touchdowns in this first half. 223 yards on 8 carries, and 3 scores for Cummings, the former La Vega Pirate.
Yes, my Catholic education is not making me do a whole lot of math tonight. That was one play, and it only took 18 seconds.
There was a little bit of, traffic right around the right side when he kind of got to the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to get at least 5 to 10 yards, and he turns the corner. Nobody has the angle, even if it looked like somebody did. And with 10:08 to go in the first half, Reicher 49, Calvary Christian nothing. Blowout City. 5 interceptions, 6 turnovers. Eli Cummings over 200 yards rushing. Shornack with the 2 touchdown passes, and this is SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle. Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries. Celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas, our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trust the doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game. All right, here we go. 49-0 Reicher. Cummings has 3 touchdown runs, 2 passes from Shornack for touchdowns, an interception, pick 6 by Austin Duron, and also Blaine Reynolds with a touchdown. 49-0, and there is a ton of time left in the second quarter with 10:08. Reicher will kick off Betancourt yet again. He's going to need a new pair of shoes before this is over, or something ointment to rub on his instep.
You remember earlier today when you told JC that this may not take that long?
Yeah, I know, but we got to get to the half before they start the running clock, which you know that Calvary Christian wants to do what they can. Here's a return outside the 25 to the 30 to the 34-yard line.
I'm not kidding when I say this. Like, I've covered high school football for a lot of years, but it's mostly been at the 5A, 6A level. So you don't see many blowouts. This is the worst blowout I've ever seen in person, I think.
I've been a part of a couple that got out of hand, but, it still kind of had to be added on in the third and fourth quarter. And you hate it for DeMarcus Morris and Mark Smith and the coaching staff. They're just undermanned, but they were undermanned even if they would have played turnover free, but man, when you turn it over, I don't care who you are or who you're playing or how much better you are. If you were Reicher and had turned over six times, you'd be losing right now, even though Calvary Christian is struggling. And here's Maldonado yet again in the shotgun. 5 interceptions for him in this first half, and he'll keep on slinging it. Sideline overthrows his intended receiver. Passes incomplete to Samuel Ocampo. 9 of 22 for Maldonado right now and 107 yards. There is no yardage rushing. Serrano has 4 yards, and he fumbled, and Maldonado has minus 25 yards, including a couple of runs but 3 sacks. 9:52 on the incomplete pass and second down and 10. A lot of parents with their black or blue, navy blue T-shirts. Here's Serrano off the right side. Serrano! We haven't done that in a while, Paul. Just out for about 7 yards to the 42-yard line, make it to 43.
See,
3rd and 3.
The difference between me, like if I have a running back like that, I'm just gonna feed him the bean the whole night long. I just am, because I want to shorten the game, and maybe I think they're not confident in their offensive line, but he's kind of an offensive lineman and running back kind of combined. He's one of his own blockers. He's so big.
Yeah, he's a dude now. He's a wide, thick, and not bad. Maldonado slips, throws it out in the flat pass, is caught, but short of a first down, breaks a tackle. That's a heck of an effort across the sideline, back away towards the middle, and a very nice play out to the 49-yard line for a gain of what is 9 yards and a first down. Boy, they needed that. 9-yard pickup to Spencer.
Is that their first down or second?
No, they've had a couple. They had the long throw over the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
They've had a couple, but it's in the less than 5 range. At the 49-yard line with Maldonado, Serrano in the low position pass. Almost picked off by Corey Long, and that might have been 6 more. That time, intended receiver was Ocampo. Maldonado threw it this way, and it was well off the receiver, and Corey Long kind of twisted his body across to try to pick that off. He has 2 of those, and it's second down and 10. 49-0, Reicher. Reicher cheerleaders doing their thing, and everyone just trying to stay in tune right now. Glad that if you're Reicher, you're on this side of the ledger in this blowout first half. Second down and 10. Maldonado, again, looks left, throws deep middle. Pass is intercepted at the 40, 35-40, midfield, coming this way, Strain. Strain spins down inside the 45. 6th interception of the first half. And I'm telling you, that took some great hands by Sir John Strain to pick that off and run it back to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Sir John Strain, was bobbed in the air, and then he went and got it.
Oh, tell you what, there's a Reicher player pulling the old Oprah meme of you get a pick and you get a pick and you get a pick. And
yeah, you're right.
6 of them.
So 2 by Duran, 2 by Corey Long. Shornack had 1, and then Sir John Strain, the 6th interception. He comes back on the field, goes in the slot on the far side, right hash, and they're running the clock. Nope, now they will with 8.5 to go. Second quarter as Reicher takes the snap, and now a timeout from Calvary Christian. 49-0. Reicher will come back and try to update you on some more scores. We'll do that as we go throughout the rest of the half on SicEm365 Radio and 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive, or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
Back out of a timeout, Calvary Christian will come back on defense. Reicher's offense was Shornack. Cummings to his right is over 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. 8:30, Second quarter, jumping off sides is Calvary Christian. They throw the deep fade. That ball's wide open, should be picked, and it is. And Calvary Christian could run this thing back. You need to finish the play, right?
No, it was a false start.
Okay. No, it's offsides. No. There must have been contact. And Shornack just threw that up like it was a punt. I was waiting for someone to have a duck call. It's intercepted, but it didn't matter. That was Zion Johnson. He wears two different jerseys, 1 and 60. That pass was intercepted. It didn't matter, and Shornack knew it. So 1st and 5 after Calvary Christian jumped early. Gun, right side Cummings. Cummings hitting the backfield and actually tackled. And I'm not trying to be sarcastic about that because you never know with him. He's so strong and low to the ground, great gravity, he lost a yard.
Yeah, and that's actually got to feel pretty good, for Calvary Christian concerning his last couple runs. He's just put it in the house.
Cummings comes out. Blaine Reynolds, who's just as capable because he had the long touchdown run in the first quarter. He comes in the game. Reynolds wears 8, Shornack with jersey 12. Reynolds has a 42-yard touchdown. Under 8 minutes left, 49-0 Reicher, second quarter. And a bobble snap by Shornack. He picks it up, turns the corner, cuts it upfield. Shornack gets loose, has a first down inside the 25 to the 24. And that's a gain of 16 yards. It's a good job by Shornack not to panic.
Well, that's the second snap in a row. Cummings got stopped quickly. Part of that was a bobbled snap. So something's going on there at least on the last couple of plays of this drive. They need to get the ball a little bit more.
Kohler, of course, the center. They got Plesac is the right guard and Henley the right tackle. Ward and Bales are the left guard and left tackle. And if we've mentioned all the receivers along with Borman, the H-back, and they'll put Strain now in the right slot next to Borman. And Surgeon Strain along with Rice on the right side, near side. And here's Shornack. Again, a little bit low. He got it, picked it up, throws a deep fade on the out. He's got Borman who caught it. Touchdown. E.J. Borman. And there's flags down. I think there might be an ineligible receiver down the field because a couple of offensive linemen are a good 10 or 15 yards, but I'm not sure that's the call. Reicher's going backwards here, and Borman was wide open. That's a really nice job by Shornack to be patient, and it's an illegal man down the field. This is coming back. So it's 49-0, and they'll have 1st and 15. Whew. Borman was wide open inside the 10. He had to kind of avoid one player at about the goal line, and he absolutely did. Also now a couple of players now coming in. This is Freddie Duron. Parents right in front of us. Other Duron with a couple of picks. Mekhi Rice to the near side. And Duron will be in the slot. Far side is Corey Long. Shornack with Blaine Reynolds to his left hip. 49-0, 1st and 15 at the 28-yard line. They run the jet sweep, the Rice, he's going to probably get inside the 5 and score. He does. Touchdown. Wow, this is 28 yards. Mekhi Rice, the senior on the jet sweep, touchdown on the far side. Skipped through a couple of arm tackles, and it's 55-0 Reicher.
He's got some speed, Rice does. I mean, he got up and away really fast.
6:21 to go, second quarter. Extra point to come from Betancourt. Reynolds will be the holder. Snap, low. Reynolds picks it up off the turf, and Betancourt kicks the extra point. It's good. 6:21 to go, second quarter. In the first half, it's Reicher 56, Calvary Christian nothing. Taps first-round playoff game at Reicher Catholic High. This is SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
With a proven performance reputation spanning 85 years, Sturtasteel operates with one sole purpose, producing the highest quality seating solutions with the best and most efficient processes in the industry. With engineered, fabricated, and installed grandstands and bleachers all across North America. Whether seating 50 to 50,000, the skill and versatility of our workmen are evident in the quality and precision work detailed on every bleacher and grandstand project. Sturtasteel, family owned and operated since 1934 at sturtasteel.com.
try to update you on as many scores as I possibly can, and then a lot of times my site, Smoky.com, will reset. Jonesboro trails May right now, third quarter, 34-16. Holland at halftime trailing Garrison 7-0. Mart 34-0 over Lovelady at halftime. Normandy 20, Carlisle 14 at the half. Bremont and Tenaha tied at 14 halftime. Salado 14, Belleville 10 at the half. Mount Vernon 17, West 7 halftime. Sealy leads Center 17-7 at halftime. And a couple of other games, Italy down 21-7 to Alvord at halftime in Buttoncourt with yet another deep kick, and this is returnable, dropped at about the 10, picks it up, 15 at the 20. Now comes near side, has a little room, a little shake and bake outside the 15, out close to the 20, and tackled at the 23-yard line. A couple of other scores to pass along. Abbott trails Union Hill 44-28 at halftime.
Come on, strangers, let's do it.
Richland Springs 32-8 over Oglesby at the half. We knew that probably was going to be the end for them. Also, Craig's 28-21. Buffalo leads George West in the second quarter. Bosqueville 25-12 over Cooper in the second quarter. Clint Zanders got a good football team. So Calvary Christian will open up this drive at their 24 with 6:07, and now's movement early on.
Timeout.
Or is there a timeout? It is a timeout. That's their last. It is 56-0 Reicher. Take one more break. Remember, they'll go to the running clock apparently in the third, fourth quarter. If we get to that point, SicEm365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive, or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
All right, back here at Reicher Catholic High School, Calvary Christian, no timeouts left. Here's a snap to Serrano, the fullback up the middle, and slides outside the 30 to the 31 for a gain of 7.
He's played hard.
Yeah, he has. Also made that catch on the sideline the last drive that ended up with a pick. Constant substitutions coming in the game. This is Tyler Ward, who's also an offensive lineman, checks in for Reicher on the defensive line. 5:40, clock running, 56-zip. Reicher leads Calvary Christian. Tyler Holcomb's got to be thrilled with this. 2nd and 3. Maldonado, right side, sideline overshoots his intended receiver and incomplete. That was Brandon Alvarado, the senior, on the right side, and it's 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, I'd be running the ball as much as I could here if I were Calvary Christian, but
well, yeah, and by the way, the quarterback in Maldonado is a senior, so this is it for him. Mm-hmm. This is it for a lot of players. They have this is the other thing besides the low numbers on the roster that DeMarcus Morris is dealing with and his staff. They had the injury to the starting quarterback from the beginning. He's out. Maldonado's a senior. They have some freshmen are playing tonight as well, including the left guard and left tackle are both freshmen. So is the right tackle. So young, inexperienced, and not very much, if any, depth at all.
Well, almost every play they're having to adjust guys out there on the field.
Maldonado has time, throws it over the middle deep, and it's intercepted by Blaine Reynolds at the 50. Reynolds right sideline at the Calvary Christian 40, has room, sideline 30, and down inside the 30 to the 20 to the 15-yard line. 7 interception in the first half. 7. There is a flag down, and we'll have to see what the flag might be. Not sure if it was a block after the pick or was there any kind of illegal contact or a defensive holding, and believe that they're going to talk it over right here. 5:10 left, and that's Blaine Reynolds, who when he's had the ball in his hand, it is. I don't understand anything he's saying.
So holding on the defense and a personal foul on the defense.
Well, if it's holding, that means it's a first down on the defensive holding plus the personal foul. But they're pointing as if it's Reicher's football. That's not a very good job of explaining what was happening there. If it was defensive holding, that would be a first down.
Or was it holding? It was holding after the interception.
Maybe it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was holding after the interception.
Reicher, after the pick by Blaine Reynolds, he ran it back to the 24, but that's Reicher will still start at the 50 on what is the 7th interception of this first half against Maldonado.
I've never seen that before.
Never seen it. No, that's been a tough night.
Like
for,
not even both teams combined.
Yeah, it's been maybe once or twice, but that's 39 years. Here's Cummings. Here he goes. Eli 40, Eli 30, Eli 20. Eli will go inside the 5, juke somebody, and score. Touchdown. 50 yards, Eli Cummings. And he's approaching 300 yards rushing. 272 yards and 4 touchdowns of 61, 68, 13, and 50. And it's 62-0 Reicher with 4:54 to go. And this is just compassion here. You hope this game gets to halftime with nobody else getting hurt, and then you run the clock or whatever you decide to do in the second half, if you even play the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and look, and it sounds silly to say that here we're broadcasting a game, but, I mean, that should be under consideration here.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing, what we're talking about. This game is just an absolute one-sided blowout. Here's the kick by Betancourt, and the kick is good, 63-0. Cummings has 4 touchdowns, 272 yards, 7 interceptions for the Reicher defense. A pick 6 by Duran got the started. And this is 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio. Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries, celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas. Our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trust the doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game. 63-0 Reicher. Betancourt will kick off for the 10th time in this first half. 7 interceptions, 10 kickoffs, 9 extra points, a defensive touchdown, 8 turnovers, and it's 63-0 Cougars lead Calvary Christian at halftime, or not even at halftime. Still a little bit to go.
Yeah, and you know, I was alerted that it could be like this, but I didn't think it would be like this. I mean, you know, you know that a team might be overmatched, but this is something that I did not expect at all. I mean, I'd expected Reicher to win, but like this
you didn't expect 8 turnovers.
No. I mean, it's just
turnovers are an equalizer if you're the underdog, and they are a demoralizer if you were not favored to win in the first place. Kicking off is Betancourt from his 40. He just continues to drill it deeper and deeper. Serrano at about the 10 bobbles it on the ground, picks it up in mid-motion and runs it out tough to the 34-yard line. And Craig mentioned it. Gabe Serrano is playing as hard as he possibly can under some dire circumstances.
Thank goodness that he dropped that initially, because if he would have caught that in stride, I mean, that's like a – you know, I mean this as respectfully as possible. I mean, that's like a rhino, like charging down the field at full speed at you. Like, I wouldn't want to make that tackle. So that kind of held him up a little bit. But, man, he's still got a bunch of momentum going once he got going.
I feel he's underutilized.
Oh, gosh. I'm running the football with him every play.
Yeah, I know. We'll update lots of scores at halftime. China Spring now up 21-7 over West Orange Stark in the second quarter. And next round – you know, I tell you what, the Carthage is playing against Silsby tonight. Brian Bell's team is on fire. And they've done this they did this against Jaspers. They scored early and kind of just took away the awe of whoever they were playing. They were not afraid of West Orange Stark. First down, Emmanuel Abdallah, I'm sure, has had a huge game. Maldonado and a keeper and slides down after no gain. And it's second down with 4:40 Second down and 10, Maldonado at the line of scrimmage slid down to the ground.
We're looking at an hour and a half for the first half of real-time play.
25 yards in losses for Maldonado. So not only the 7 interceptions, Serrano had the one fumble on the snap that he just couldn't hold on to, but they have negative yards rushing as well.
Think about China Spring, going back to them, because that's a game that has a lot of time left to play out. Once they get a lead as well, they love to run the football.
Oh my God, yeah, with Bowden and Emmanuel, and then they just do well enough throwing the ball where it's kind of you keep you off balance. Serrano here's a ball, kicks it forward, it's on the ground, and Reicher has recovered. My goodness, at the 30-yard line. That was I think that is Lopez. 88, is that right? Yep, Nick Lopez with a fumble recovery. 9 turnovers, 9 turnovers for Reicher's defense. 9, I'm sorry, but that's 9 in the first half.
Yeah, that's I can, and then the weather's nice. I mean, usually you see that kind of turnovers when it's torrential downpour.
7 picks, 2 fumble recoveries. And Reicher has the ball at the 30-yard line of Calvary Christian, up 63-0 with 3 minutes and 49 seconds still to go in the first half. They have Blaine Reynolds in at running back. Sir John Strain will be in the slot near side. Rice, who had the jet sweep touchdown this way. Borman caught the touchdown this way, had it called back. And Shornak, and there's movement, and that's going to be a flag against Reicher, one of the few times that they've made a mistake at all here in the first half.
No, they have 3 or 4 penalties.
Bremont, Tenahall halftime. Now third quarter, 14-0. Salado, 14-10 over Belleville at halftime. We knew that would be a really good game. Salado won the district, and China Spring and Salado trying to move into the third round. Second down and 15. Shornak in the gun. Actually, first and 15. This is Reynolds, right side, and runs right into Serrano, who twists him down for a loss of a couple of yards.
Number 8, Blaine Reynolds.
Yeah, I like this kid, Serrano.
Second down.
I like him.
Jersey's muddy. Looks like he's as happy, not because of the score. Don't get me wrong, he's miserable, but, man, he's out there just playing hard. And Reicher taking their time as they come out of the huddle. 63-0. There's no need to do much more. If you score, you score, but they're taking their time. Now I have Borman will flip to the other side, far side of the field in the slot. 2 receivers each way, and back to throw. Shornak throws on a little bubble screen to Strain, and there he goes. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 36 yards, touchdown.
Mercy.
69-0. Wow. Shornak, you know what? I don't know if we've even noticed this. He's 3 for 3 passing. He actually had 1 call back. 3 for 3 passing, 3 touchdowns, 83 yards. Touchdowns to Strain, to Long, and to Rice.
That's efficient.
And the extra point to come with the score 69-0 Reicher with 2:12 to go in the first half. And boy, DeMarcus Morris, he was so unbelievably positive. Extra point by Betancourt is good. Reicher 70, Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth, nothing. And I've been doing high school football now since, 1990 on the radio, 39 years of covering it. I've very rarely ever seen a game get into the 70s, and this one is. And that's where we are, 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio. Stepping into a new pair of boots is great, but stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can also add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. There are more than 150 occupational specialties to help them find the best fit for their future. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543. 2:05 to go in the first half. It's Reicher 70, Fort Worth Calvary Christian nothing. Sir John Strain now has scored. That was a Little slip screen, beautiful throw by Shornak, and he had nobody once he caught the ball in front of him. Strain has a 16-yard run. So Cummings has 4 touchdowns. Reynolds has the 1. Rice has 2, 1 rushing, 1 passing. Long has a catch, and Strain has a touchdown catch. Duron has the interception for a touchdown, and then Shornak has the 3 touchdown passes. 9 turnovers, 70-0 Reicher. 2:05 left in the half, and Betancourt will approach and kick it, kind of a high pooch kick. Fair catch, hits, goes backwards, and Reicher's going to recover the football. I honestly believe they just did.
Yep, looks like it.
They sure did at the 42-yard line, unless there's something. Yep, they did. Recovered, second fumble recovery of this game. Max O'Quinn on a pooch kick that bounced backwards towards Reicher.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked about how, Calvary's head coach is a really nice guy. I mean this. I was thinking this a second ago. Be awful nice to send him a message after this game of just encouragement. Because, man, I feel terrible for him. They're trying, but this is just so I've never seen a game like this before in person.
Yeah, no, this is bad.
And I would just hate for that guy to lose his love of football. He had a pretty good idea coming in, but just setback like this, you never know how somebody's going to react to that.
7-0, and Reicher again on offense. Calvary Christian's 42-yard line. That's so when it rains, it doesn't pour. This is like a hurricane. Here's Shornak on a keeper off the left side, and Shornak gets about 8. Serrano makes the tackle inside the 35 to the 33, and Shornak picked up 8. Second time he's had a run, 24 yards for him. And they have 83 yards passing and up 70-0 because of so many one-play drives, so many turnovers, so many short fields. Now under a minute 10, clock running. Shornak with Reynolds to his left. Cummings is not going to, you would think, take another snap. And this is Reynolds off the right side, breaks a tackle, goes right side, skips, leans, gets loose, and he will get inside the 5 and score. Blaine Reynolds, touchdown, 32 yards, make it 33 yards, 76-0.
It's hard to even comment on it because it's and they've not stopped running the clock. By the way.
Hey, Reicher's killing it. Like, make no mistake, it's just at some point you start to feel bad. But I mean, everybody getting into the action tonight. I mean, they're going to walk out of this game, bunch of guys with picks, bunch of guys with touchdowns.
Yeah,
you get the rest of your star running back for the entire second half. So working out pretty well for Reicher.
They're going to kick the extra point. They also have Rice, I think, into hold. He'll hold instead of Reynolds. Extra point kick. This is Borman, I think, with the kick. Or no, actually the kick is by Reynolds, and the kick is no good. So Reynolds misses the extra point. 76-0 Reicher. And Reynolds had the touchdown. 30 seconds to go. They let the clock run a little bit after the touchdown and then stopped it when they went to snap it for the extra point. Back in a moment, 106.7 FM, The Eagle. Thanks to JC back at our studio. Chewy, Hector, we're thinking about you guys. Trying to battle back. Hope you're going to be okay. Thanks to Mr. McCutcheon. Back in a moment, SicEm365 Radio as well.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Back here at Reicher Catholic High School, John Vosick Fieldhouse off to the right. Kicking off is Betancourt from the 40. Very high pooch kick again over near the sideline of Calvary Christian. The ball is loose, and I think it goes out of bounds, and that's where Calvary Christian will start their drive at the 37-yard line.
They haven't stopped the clock yet.
Down to 13.6, and now they do. And we've had this discussion over talk shows or whatever. You know, I would never it would drive me crazy, just me, because I'm nuts and very insane at times as well, for anyone to say, hey, we're just gonna run the clock on you, or we're just, it really would, because it would just like, God. But at the same time, this is just an absolute one-sided destruction. And if you're not careful, Calvary Christian's already had one player. Remember Cortina, who went out. And with 13 seconds to go in the half, Serrano behind Maldonado this time. This time they run it with the running back, and the ball almost got loose. Picked up off by Maldonado. He slides a yard short, and that should, you would think, end the first half. And it does. Our score, Reicher 76, Calvary Christian nothing. 76-0, Reicher at halftime. And we'll figure out what they're going to do in the second half with a possible running clock or more. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and SicEm365 Radio.
You guys got me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Craig, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
here with Coach Holcomb. Coach, I can't imagine you could have drawn up too much better the first half than that one right there.
Well, we just tried to keep it pretty vanilla. Ran counter almost every single play, try to keep it on the ground. And, of course, we're trying to distribute the ball out to as many kids as we can, with it being our last game on our home field.
Have you ever had a team with 7 interceptions in one half before?
I can't say I have. I don't think I've seen one either. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible night. Just what have you seen from your guys? I mean, obviously you got a team that's playing at a high level and taking control of this game, but what has stood out to you about tonight?
Our composure. Sometimes these guys they're characters, and so you never know how they're going to come into a game like this. But they've taken it serious, and they've kept their cool and done everything the right way. So I'm really proud of them, and we need to come out in the second half with high intensity this half too.
Is that what the message is? Because it's not like you can empty the bench, so to speak. It's not like a 90-man roster. So is it just keep doing what you've been doing, basically?
We're going to keep doing what we've been doing. We are going to substitute with a bunch of our JV guys in this second half, and hopefully get them some success.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate that. It's Tyler Holcomb at halftime. The interview brought to you by Premier ER. This is Reicher football, 76-0 over Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth at halftime on 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and also SicEm365 Radio.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive, or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Parsons Roofing has been serving Central Texas since 1948, and we can handle your commercial roofing needs from repair to re-roofing. And no one handles more school than Parsons Roofing. Parsons Roofing has been named Contractor of the Year for 14 consecutive years. Parsons Roofing, a name Central Texans have trusted for over 70 years. It's not just a roof, it's our reputation. You can contact us today for a free roof evaluation, including hail claims at 877-881-1733 or on the web at parsonsroofing.com.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like instant issue debit cards free at all of our banking centers, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With a proven performance reputation spanning 85 years, Sturda Steel operates with one sole purpose, producing the highest quality seating solutions with the best and most efficient processes in the industry. With engineered, fabricated, and installed grandstands and bleachers all across North America. Whether seating 50 to 50,000, the skill and versatility of our workmen are evident in the quality and precision work detailed on every bleacher and grandstand project. Sturda Steel, family owned and operated since 1934 at sturdasteel.com.
This Reicher Cougars halftime show is brought to you by Ultimate Poolscapes, helping you turn your backyard into your own personal oasis. Come see us at 512 North Hewitt Drive in Hewitt.
All right, 76-0 Reicher at leads Calvary Christian here in the first round of the TAPS playoffs. We'll have highlights, and there are plenty of them, and a lot of them as much on defense as anything. We'll also have the stats of the first half, but we also have an interview with a man that has been around for a few years. He's not from Waco, Texas, but he's had his children go to school here, and he's the one that painted the logo or the mascot, which is a cougar face at midfield with a crown on it, but also with a mask because of the uniqueness of 2020. And, of course, in the end zones, Bishop and Reicher, right?
Yeah, play now.
All right, we'll have that right now. This is interesting. Mr. Craig and what he does with this football field at Reicher with him up 76-0 at halftime.
Ed Bragg with me. We're here at Reicher at the Reicher High School. They're playing tonight against Fort Worth Calvary Christian. Brad Boozer gave me the tip that you have been the one that's painted the end zones and the stencil, the logo, and much, much more.
No stencils.
Okay.
We use no stencils.
No stencils. Okay.
All freehand.
All right. Well, I'm glad you corrected me on that. And you've won numerous awards from Pioneer. And so tell me a little bit about the competition first and how you got into that.
We buy our paint from Pioneer Athletic Manufacturing up in Ohio, and they are the suppliers to all the pros, all the colleges, all the big programs use them because they're the best, and we thought we're going to do it the best. And they had a competition called Field of Excellence. So in 2004, when we had our state game, we entered our Cougar, or Reicher R, and a big giant Cougar in the field, and we won it. And they award several winners every year, but we also won $1,000 that year. And we entered it. We were told that year that we couldn't enter again because we won. Well, we noticed the next year one of the other winners had entered and got a banner. We thought, well, that's not fair. So 2006 through 19, we have entered and been awarded. We've been in their calendar. We actually discovered that you can take their aerosol paint and spray it on wet grass with actual standing water. It gets gummy and sticky, but it doesn't go away.
Wow.
And I don't know if everybody's watched football all their lives. There was a Pittsburgh game where during halftime they tried to paint in the rain again and the lines were just going away. And a couple of us from our field crew were sitting there going, why don't they get some spray cans? They'll stay.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you, a decade and a half of being honored for what you do. The 1 year, we know what happened.
Yeah.
A competitor probably called you and told you, hey, you can't enter again, so they could actually win yet another one. Now, it's not stencil, but how do you, on something that large, I've met the guy Toma who does the Super Bowl fields, and he does all the stuff, the logos, and of course it's field turf, most of them, not all the time. How do you see it from above? How do you keep it from getting a little bit off here and there?
Yeah. Everybody remembers art school in first grade where the teacher gave you a picture and it was on a graph on one side. We decide what we're going to do. And this year the logo is the new Cougar head. But at the beginning of the school year, they put a mask on it because you have to wear a mask on the building. And we saw it and thought, we should have a mask on ours. So we took the picture off, blew it up to like 11 by 14, literally take a ruler and pencil and draw 1-inch grids. Measure how big we want it. That grid is a 4-foot grid now. We take string and nails and we make that 4-foot grid on the field, and we go from square to square, piece to piece, draw it in. And I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
Well, you have to have something, and obviously,
I don't. I'm terrible.
Mechanical engineering, anything like that at all? Engineering?
Director of purchasing, pre-med biology degree, pre-med in college, director of purchasing at Central Texas Ironworks.
That's amazing.
Nothing.
So when did you said you honored in 4, and then of course you should have been in 5, but you every year since 06 in some way. How did you get involved with this? Your kids have gone to Reicher. There's tradition here.
In 2000, my oldest, who's now Coach Bragg, the defensive coordinator, was on the team. And that year, the kids that were on that team, the freshmen, were from St. Louis. They'd been together forever. They were standing in the back of the grandstands watching practice. They got out on Wednesday night and said, Coach, we don't need to stop. We can do this. So they took the spray cans and they did the lines. And I looked at them and said, you guys are nuts. And they agreed. Well, the next year, they got me involved. And because I'm director of purchasing, they said, hey, Ed, why don't you get the paint? We get these spray cans. We can do something better than this. We got an airless sprayer. We got 5-gallon pails. We found Pioneer. And the next year, I was sort of in charge of it. And that class was graduating or going to be seniors, and they kind of were pulling off. We started with about 15. We've had as many as 30 on the field crew. This year, we have about 6 or 7, including one student, Joseph, who comes out every Wednesday night and then Thursday to humor me, because you can't. The end zones this year are black with blue letters, and they're outlined in white. We couldn't paint the white till the paint dried, so we did that last night. But we've had anywhere from 6 to 30 people come out. They're all volunteers. They're all dads. They're all walks of life, doctors to truck drivers. But on the field, we're all just here to paint for the kids.
That's what it's all about, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Congratulations.
No, thank you for you. We look to win this year, too.
Yeah, Ed Bragg again, the one who's handled all of what you see, along with others, as far as the beauty of this football field here at Reicher Catholic High School playoff game with Fort Worth Calvary Christian. This is SicEm365 Radio. Boots add protection. Good boots help you climb better and move forward faster. And when your son or daughter steps into the boots of a U.S. Army officer, they also learn how to lead. In these boots, they'll gain more confidence with expert training in one of more than 150 occupational specialties. In these boots, they'll stand a little taller and lead a team with diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise to successfully accomplish whatever challenge comes next. In these boots, they'll earn respect with valuable experience from day one that will give them solid footing for success into the future. Highly qualified candidates who earn a spot on our team can receive comprehensive health care coverage, college tuition assistance, and a bonus of up to $40,000. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries. Celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas, our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trusted doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game.
It was broad daylight. I stepped into a gas station for 5 minutes to grab a snack, and just like that, my car was broken into. They made out like a bandit. My laptop, my phone, everything. I called my agent to see what could be done, and he restored my faith in humanity. My claim was processed so quickly, and I was able to recover my losses.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Helping turn your backyard into your own personal oasis. Ultimate Poolscapes is Central Texas's premier pool building company. Let us help you today.
All right, back here at halftime, 76-0. Reicher leads Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth. Statistically, Reicher with 509 yards of offense, 426 on the ground. Eli Cummings leads the way with 285 yards on 10 carries and 4 scores. And they're 3 for 4 passing for 83 yards. Shornack has 3 touchdown passes to Strain, Long, and Rice in touchdown runs twice for Reynolds. He has 73 yards on 3 carries. And then 128-yard touchdown from Rice. Shornack, 2 carries, 24 yards, and Strain 1 for 16. 509, but the key, the 9 turnovers they forced against Calvary Christian. Maldonado in the first half, 10 of 28, 7 interceptions at 116 yards. Cortina was 1 for 1 for 18 yards. He has 4 catches for 56 as well. So here's how we got to this point, and it didn't take very long. A minute 2 off the clock, and the Reicher defense sent a message. It was going to be one of those nights where they just did everything right. And here's Maldonado, throws the ball over the middle, and it's intercepted inside the 5 and a touchdown. Austin Duron. Duron had 2 interceptions in the first half among the 7, including that on a tip pass over the middle, just right in his hands, ran it in from 7 yards out. Extra point Betancourt, who is 10 for 10 extra points in this first half. 7-0 Reicher. Duron then got his second pick 2.5 minutes later, and Eli Cummings has had a huge first half, and here's the first of his 4 touchdowns. Has Strain in motion, who had that 16-yard run. They pitch it back to Eli, this time hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle inside the 10, breaks the tackle at the 5 and scores. Touchdown. Eli 14-0, 6:27 to go first quarter, and then Corey Long had a pick. Mackay Rice, scored from 13 yards out on a pass from Shornack, 21-0. And still 2 minutes left in the first half. Corey Long with his second pick. Duron had 2, and Corey Long said, I want 2 as well. He's in the gun. They're not going to punt unless they just know he's going to go back and throw it. Throws a deep fade over the middle of the pass to Collins. And it's intercepted by Long, down the sideline. Corey Long, 40, 30. Long finally, not done yet, but inside. There's a flag down at the 30-yard line. The return was eventually called back to the 42-yard line of Calvary Christian. 21-0 lead for Reicher. Reynolds went in from 42 yards. O'Quinn had a fumble recovery. He had 2 in the first half. Long had a 34-yard touchdown catch. It was 35-0 in the first quarter. And then to start the second quarter, Eli Cummings on their first snap after yet another turnover. Actually, this was after a punt. The only punt of the game in the first half from Calvary Christian. Shornack to Cummings. There's Eli, 35-40. There he goes, sideline 50. Cummings, 40, 30, 20. Forget about it. Touchdown, Reicher. 61 yards, 62-0. Shornack got an interception when he took over for Duron, who was ejected for targeting. And then Cummings, 4 touchdowns in the first half, and this the longest of the 4. Shornack, Cummings, delay right side. Eli, here he goes again. 30, breaks a tackle, 40. Oh, no, he's going to go again. 50, 40, maybe one man to get him. No, Eli touchdown. 68 yards. I said, oh, no, because it was already 42-0, 49-0. Strain with a pick. Mackay Rice, he had a chance to get in the action in the scoring column. They run the jet sweep. The Rice, he's going to probably get inside the 5 and score. He does. Touchdown. 28 yards for Rice, 56-0. Then Reynolds got a pick. Cummings a 50-yard touchdown run, 282 yards in the first half. Lopez with a fumble recovery. It set up the last of, well, not the last, but the 9th 9th, make it 10th touchdown of the first half for Reicher. And back to throw Shornack. Throws on a little bubble screen to Strain. And there he goes. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Strain scored on the touchdown run. Eventually, that ended up 76-0 Reicher at halftime. 76-0. Reynolds got another touchdown to end the half. 76-0. I see Matthews warming up at quarterback. Reicher will get the first possession of the third quarter. And Calvary Christian wants to kick off from the other side, so Reicher's going to have to move to the other side of the field, which is where the American flag is on the north side, and Reicher doesn't see. They're going to go completely pretty much empty as much of the bench as possible. And we don't know what they'll do, but it appears as if we might and should, I think, safely see a running clock here in the third quarter.
Yeah, sometimes I don't understand the rules on the running clock because sometimes I'll watch people stop it. And so I don't know what the deal is with that. But
there's still certain times during the game in which the clock will stop, but it will run consistently. And here comes the kick, and it squibbles at about the 30. Ball bounced around, picked up right there by Reicher at the 35-40, and he gets loose, throws it up in the air, and it's recovered by Calvary Christian at the Reicher 42, and guess who it is? Serrano, who has played among everybody on this team for Calvary Christian the best game, in Serrano with a fumble recovery. I have no idea what was going on there on the kick return, as the return man just kind of threw it backwards. None of his players were waiting on it, and Calvary Christian starts at the 42-yard line. So Reicher, what they take, they giveth, although 76-0 still is our score. So here comes Calvary Christian from the 42 of Reicher, 11-14 to go, third quarter, down 11, touchdown, 76-0. The only thing that Reicher's done wrong was that, and they missed the extra point. Here's Serrano off the right side, and Serrano gang tackles, still goes. Serrano down the sideline like a great-looking fullback. Got about 11, down to the 32-yard line of Reicher. He recovered the fumble, and he picks up 11 yards.
He said he was very underutilized in the first half, and fully expect to see more of him here.
Serrano has 29 yards on 6 carries. He had been lining up behind Maldonado or in front of him, but now he runs a formation where he's just to the right of Maldonado. And they give it to Serrano again off the left side, and Serrano barrels down to the 25-yard line for a gain of 6 yards at second down. 35 yards on 7 carries. How about this? There could be a couple of scores. Crawford and Bosqueville look like they're continuing on in 2A. Salado holding on against Belleville right now.
Salado's just so efficient.
Yeah, they are. That's going to be like a 27-24, 27-20 game. I'm stunned by the China Springs score, 35-7 second quarter against West Orange Stark. You have no idea what they're doing against teams with names, Jasper and now West Orange Stark. In that region, you still have Salado eventually, and then the possibility of the monster of all with Carthage. Here's a keeper by Maldonado for nothing down to the 25-yard line. It's third down. Maldonado minus 27 yards rushing, of course, most of those. He has not really picked up any positive yards rushing. Most of the time it's been 0, -2, or sacked. Third down and 4 at the Reicher 25, 76-0 Cougars. Here's Maldonado, wants to throws the ball down the sideline. He's got a man almost intercepted in the end zone. The pass was almost picked off by Jonathan Middleton. Jonathan might be the smallest football player on the field, along with Zion Johnson for Calvary Christian.
Hey, I had to change the channel on Craig's mic, so I need to see if I can hear it. Craig, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay,
By the way, China Spring is 35-14 at halftime.
Okay, thank you for the update, Craig. 4th and 4. Calvary Christian with Serrano and H-back to the right of Maldonado. And he'll look to his right now, look over the middle, throw the ball over the middle, and the pass is incomplete, and turn it over on down. So Calvary Christian has had 9 turnovers, 1 punt. That on downs, and at the end of the half, they just ran out of time. Boy, look at Serrano. He is just filthy. In a way, it's a positive comment to him. His jersey and he's just muddy, and I love it.
Yeah, good on him.
I mean, see, you guys are too young to know this. We used to play on real grass, and there was mud.
I played on real grass. I played a game in Okeechobee, Florida on dirt.
I mentioned Bernie, that kid from Tulsa, that incredible comeback from Philip Montgomery. Played against Bernie in the most pouring down rainstorm. Remember the Patriots game a week ago and they upset the Ravens in that type of weather? Matthews, the quarterback, big tall drink of water. He'll take the snap from the 25-yard line for Reicher, and the clock has been running even after the incomplete pass. Matthews, handoff right side. Duron off the left side to the 30. And the Duron family gets excited. He got 5, 2nd down and 5.
By the way, I need to tell a story that involves my father. We're here at Reicher, and John Vosick was the coach here. He won a bunch of state titles. He was the principal over at what was St. Louis and is now all one school. In this last year, as they've consolidated, he was my mom's boss. He's a fantastic man. May he rest in peace. But he and my father were very close friends.
Okay, in between plays, let me just get the play, even though it's 76-0. 4 receivers, 2 each way, left hash, and Matthews in the gun. Duron again. This time Matthews keeps it up the middle, and Matthews is off to the races. 50. Matthews 40. He will take it. Touchdown. 70 yards. Andrew Matthews, a freshman, just went 70 yards for the touchdown. 82-0. Wow.
We're going to see 100 tonight?
Yeah,
we might. Really?
We might. They are letting the clock run. 6.5 left, and it's continuing to run an extra point to come. Betancourt's back in the game. I mean, all you're doing is running just a quarterback keeper. I mean, you got to do. Again, I know this is an argument. Eventually, you don't want to just take a knee. I think that would make, as an opponent,
it's more insulting.
It would be more insulting. I one time thought that if anyone ever took a knee on me near the goal line at the end of the game and didn't want to score, I would feel so insulted by that. I get it. Now, this clock is going to run throughout. Now, already under 6 minutes in the third quarter. Betancourt with an extra point. He's 11 for 11. It is 83-0. Paul, go ahead and do what you're going to do with that, and then also get back to Pablo.
So I came home in the summer. My mom was a teacher, at St. Louis, and Coach Vosick was the boss, and so my dad had become friends with him, and he had horses, and so he told my dad he had a new horse, and he needed some help breaking a horse, and my dad, I guess because he'd seen a lot of Westerns, thought he could help him break a horse and said, oh, yeah, I've done that a bunch. I've done it a bunch. I can help you break a horse. Let's go break a horse. So we went out to his ranch, and I had to help him break a horse. You know what I know about breaking horses? Nothing. I know even less about it after I even sat there and tried to help. But my dad and Coach Vosick and I broke a horse one day.
Oh. Yeah, that's dangerous as hell, too. Those things are angry. They're not. You have to break them because they're undisciplined, and they're horses. By the way, Salado has opened up their lead 28-10 as they lead now, and that game is 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and a 28-10 lead for Salado. Now, eventually somebody could throw the ball against them if they don't, if they don't have the lead. But 28-10 is like being down 83-0. It says 84. Did I miss something?
Did they go for 2?
No, they kicked the extra point. I think it's 83, although right now I'm just numb. Here comes the kick by Betancourt. Approaches, line drive, squib kick, bounces around and picked up at about the 25-yard line, 30. Down the right side, breaks a tackle, 35, out near the 35, 37-yard line.
How about that, for Reicher, though? I mean, it's pretty awesome that you have a game like this because it's so rare that anybody gets to play in a game like this, if that makes sense. I mean, just where you can kind of everybody on the team's got their opportunity to come in and make a play and kind of – I mean, they're having their way tonight, let's face it. I mean, the score says everything that it needs to say, but, everybody's getting to play tonight for Reicher. Everybody's getting to come off of the bench that maybe typically wouldn't or at least getting to do it more than they typically would. And, prime example right there is Blaine Reynolds taking advantage of his opportunity and running it right up the gut.
Yep. So they have scored from every direction other than a fumble recovery and any kind of a kick or punt return. First down, Calvary Christian back to throw. Maldonado goes deep middle, and this is overthrown. intended receiver coming down right down the middle, and that was Brandon Alvarado, the senior, 2nd down and 10. And even with the incomplete pass, the clock now almost to 3 minutes, and that's the only humane thing to do.
Well, I do think that this should be a rule across the larger classifications, not in the third quarter, but if you're up by 45 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter or something like that, I think you should.
Here's Serrano, makes the first man miss, makes the second man miss, makes the third man feel that tomorrow. Continues to run. Dorado Serrano, what a run to the 46-yard line for 20 yards. He is someone I wish if we had time after the broadcast just to go say, hey, kid, I love the way you play.
Hey, he's like Ironhead Hayward back there.
19 yards officially, 54 yards on 8 carries for Serrano. Yeah.
Yeah.
Low to the ground, strong.
You remember Ironhead Hayward, right?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
New Orleans, Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh.
Atlanta.
Falcons, here's Serrano this time as he leans for a couple of yards inside the 45 to the 43.
His son plays for
George
the Steelers
Woodard
now.
reminded me. George Woodard used to be a running back. He was at A&M. I think he came out of Freer, Texas. He was one of those first 300-pound bruisers, and I think Woodard was a big dude at A&M back in probably, I would think that was in the 70s or 80s.
You covered Jamar Toombs, right?
Jamar Toombs from Kilgore High School, yeah, went to A&M. I don't know if he ever got to 300, but he was a load.
Jaworski Lane was no...
Jaworski Lane, the thing about Lane, he was a big dude. Craig and I saw him. I remember Robert E. Lee beat him a couple of times, but Lane, he also was quick. He had quick feet
Played the NFL
for a big
for
man.
a few years.
Here's a throw out in the flat, incomplete. 3rd down and 8. 1:33 clock running. 83. Scoreboard says 84. It was 76-0. You scored and you kicked the extra point. It's 83-0 right now, Reicher. And they will play next Saturday at 2 o'clock at Robinson High School. And what appears to be at noon at Central Texas Christian School out of Temple. 3rd down and 8, or is it 4th down? Maldonado with another incomplete pass. Hand off to Serrano. Oh, my goodness. Ran over a Reicher player who's still down and picks up a first down and spins away. 30, 20, stiff arm. Get out of my way. Touchdown, Serrano. Wow. 43 yards, and I mean to tell you, he is down 80-plus points and just maybe one of the best runs of the night.
He tossed.
Wow.
I mean, tossed guys aside there. That was impressive.
He was hit right as he took the handoff, ran over a Reicher player who might remember that for the next month.
Yeah, there's some Reicher fans over here actually clapping, and I think if you were going to give respect to somebody from the other team,
absolutely,
it's certainly him. And Reicher right there. I mean, you can't hit this guy and think that he's going to go down. Like, you have to wrap him up and then hope you get some help to help bring him down. But trying to just hit him with your shoulder, you're going to bounce right off. That's what a few Reicher defenders did right there.
And Paul mentioned this, and he's out of the game on this particular snap as they're going for 2. Maldonado throws it over the middle, and the pass almost intercepted. And that's going to end the third quarter with our score: Reicher 83, Calvary Christian 6. And you mentioned that give him the ball. It would still be a blowout, but it surely wouldn't be what it is right now. This is SicEm365 Radio and 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Dodge performance from Alan Samuels. Dodge, ranked highest in initial quality according to J.D. Power. Get remarkable Dodge incentives, like up to $5,170 in values on new 2020 Charger SXTs, America's most affordable third-row SUV. Dodge Journey has employee pricing for all, and both Charger and Journey have no payments for 90 days. The Black Friday sales event, now at your friend in the car business, Alan Samuels.
Last week we saw Conley and Center in Madisonville in a classic on a field goal to win it at the buzzer for Center. They're getting drilled tonight by Sealy. The Tigers, remember, have an incredible history, but they've been down a little bit. They are rolling. Crawford, by the way, 31-0. I want to update leading Rivercrest. But Center is down in that game 31-7 to Sealy.
Wow.
31-7, and there's still about 9 minutes left in that game. And Center has the great running back in Horace, and he pretty much was out of gas at the end of that game, had a huge game. And we saw Serrano, great run by Serrano. Here comes Calvary Christian. They'll Stop the clock to start this fourth quarter, 83-6. Here's the kick, a squib kick. It hits a Reicher player, and they recover at the 43-yard line. That 84 in the scoreboard's bothering me, man. It is, because we had the Oglesby's kicker, and I forgot his name. He was our special teams player of the week. Jeb Dixon sent me this. He was 7 for 8, wasn't that right, on extra points, and they won 62-52. Now, their season comes to an end tonight, losing to Richmond Springs, not a surprise. But extra points in six-man are 2 points. So he accounted for 14. They ended up winning by 10. So that was pretty cool. Back in the game, Shornack at quarterback.
Do that?
What's that, Craig?
Why do they count extra points as 2 points?
I don't know.
Because they have a distance that they can pick.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah, so they can go for 2 from a certain distance.
Right.
First down, Matthews, the quarterback. Shornack in motion, and they'll give the ball to him, a fake to him, and here goes Matthews again. He had the long touchdown run, and he's loose again. Down the sideline again, Matthews. Oh, my goodness, 15-10-5, touchdown.
Flag.
There is a flag. There's a holding call right at the 45-yard line, or otherwise we would see 90 on the scoreboard. And there's also a procedure call, a flag down at the line of scrimmage on the far side, and the linesman threw both the flag for procedure and the holding call. And so this is all coming back. Matthews is a big, tall, lanky freshman. Went 50, and he went 56 right there, but that one's coming back. So holding call, that's the first holding call we've had tonight. There haven't been a lot of flags, thank goodness, and you surely don't need many of them. 83-6, Reicher. Tyler Holcomb talks to his freshman quarterback. And think about this. They're doing this without Jake Boozer, their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He did not play tonight. But Shornack has been fantastic, and now Matthews shows you a glimpse of the future. Shornack is a sophomore. Matthews a freshman. So 1st and 15. Under 9.5 minutes left by the time they take the snap. Duron to the left of Matthews. Duron up the middle, huge hole. 45, midfield, blocked downfield, stutter step inside the 40, and knocked down at the 31-yard line. 32 yards for Duron. 37 yards on 2 carries for him. Well over 500 yards rushing now for Reicher.
What a night.
2-4 in the year, but tonight just absolute, just did everything they want to do, and they're doing it really well. Under 9 minutes left.
And they played, Smokey, a lot of bigger schools than them in their non-district. And
here's Duron again. This time he makes the first man miss, makes the second one, grab him by the ankles and take him down after a gain of about a yard.
Really hardly got to play any district games.
Yeah, they had a couple of times where they had games at the last second. Remember, they had, didn't they? Is Brazos Christian, a game they found at the very end?
Yes.
They had a homecoming game in which it was blown out because of a team couldn't play. They ended up playing down at Brazos Christian, and Bryan were beaten in that game in a shootout 45-42. But, yeah, it was almost like they were willing to play anybody. I mean, seriously, just to get a game in or two. 2nd down and 9, 8 minutes left. 83-6, Reicher. Here's a keeper by Matthews. This time he's hitting the backfield, spins away, stiff arm down inside the 30 to the 27 for about 4. Player down for Calvary Christian, but he gets up.
And goes back down.
And then goes back down. It's a big offensive lineman. I believe that either is Tagaloa or Yount, who fell down to the ground. Hope he's going to be okay.
70.
Yeah. So Calvary Christian's going to end the year at 0-8. DeMarcus Morris, their head coach. I had a nice conversation with Mark Smith, the AD, and they've been playing 11-man football for nearly 30 years. The last 20 years, this program, Calvary Christian, now this has been an awful year for them. They've had 9 district titles, 1 trip to the semifinals. Back in 2007, lost to Hallettsville Sacred Heart in the championship game 39-8. They opened up as an 8-man program A lot of people have told Mark Smith, hey, man, go down to six-man football right now with the numbers so low. He refuses to do that. He doesn't want to do that because they will most likely dominate at that level. And so it'd be easy to say, okay, let's do that and just dominate. He wants to get the numbers back up. And right now, their season's coming to an end at 0 and what will be 0-8.
And look, private schools, there's a lot of private schools around the country that are suffering numbers. Reicher itself has seen a reduction in numbers and really wants to get their enrollment back.
3rd and 5, Matthews with Duron to his right. Man in motion. To the right side, they run the jet sweep. That's Emmerich. He spins and fumbles the ball, and Calvary Christian recovers at the 25-yard line. So a gain of a couple of yards, and Emmerich coughs it up. So Calvary Christian starting to eat away at that -9 in the turnover ratio. Substitutions left and right, even players. This is Evan Fusilier coming in, the sophomore. There have been a lot of names. We don't even have some of the numbers on the roster.
I have to say I'm a little disappointed. I was thinking we were going to see 90 or 100, and that's looking less likely as this clock rolls along. But, hey, it's still possible. Still possible.
Yeah, I don't want to see that, but I understand what you mean. That's it's something that, Paul, your microphone is on. 1st down and 10, Calvary Christian at the 25-yard line. They snap it to Maldonado, throws it in the flat, pass caught in the loss. Great tackle in the open field. It's a really nice job by Duron. -3 on the throw. Really nice throw. Nice tackle. So Maldonado, remember, was 10 of 28 in the first half. He's 1 for 2 for -3 yards here in this half. And the clock continues to run now, approaching 6 minutes on 2nd down and 13. Maldonado with Serrano to his left, just up in front of him. Throw it out in the flat, and the pass is almost tipped and intercepted, and that would have been yet another pick. That was Ethan Contreras, who was very close to getting the interception. Clock 5:40, 3rd down and 12. Eli Cummings in the first half, had 10 carries for 285 yards and 4 scores. Here's a snap to Maldonado. Throws it down the sideline. He's got a man there, and it's almost intercepted again by Jonathan Middleton. Remember, he almost had one, and that was a throw that was, if it would have been on time and just a little bit deeper, Middleton made a nice break for it. It might have been a touchdown, but great play by Middleton to knock it down.
Yeah, and I don't know the backstory, but it's other than he just must be very well liked, but a lot of Reicher teammates disappointed that he didn't come down with that one. They wanted to see that really badly.
Look at that. He's tugging at his pants. Got the. You know what? You just look better when you have the gloves on, but Paul, it's not tight. You got the little stuff flapping off you. So it's 4th down, and Maldonado in the gun with Serrano to his left. 4.5 minutes left. 83-6 Reicher leading Calvary Christian. And Maldonado letting the clock run down as much as he possibly can, the play clock. And he wants to throw on 4th down. Scrambles away over the middle, has a man there and caught at the 43-yard line. That's a really nice job by Maldonado. He's been harassed all night and finds a receiver at the 43-yard line for a gain of 22 yards.
Yeah, real nice play there.
Spencer, he's one of those that wears 2 different numbers. Landon Spencer, that's a freshman who made a nice catch for a 1st down. He wears 18 and 58 because, yet again, the problems they've had with depth. David Davis wears 15 or 70, and Zion Johnson wears either 1 or 60. A lot of it just depends on what they have available. Under 3:40 to go. Reicher defensively. Matthews here on the edge. Maldonado keeps firing away. Back to throw in the gun. Pressured. Throws it left sideline. The pass is underneath his receiver, and there's a flag down at the end of the play.
I wonder what this is for.
Maybe a defensive holding call but I have no idea. Premier ER, Christina Holcomb. Boozer's Jewelers, Brad Boozer. And also the Duron family. Thank you to them and Jackie as well at Ultimate Poolscape for being a part of this broadcast tonight on 106.7 FM and SicEm365 Radio. JC, I told you, back at our studio, JC runs the mothership. Again, our best wishes, getting healthy. Our buddies, both Hector and Chewy. I told you it probably had a chance that this thing would go to a running clock in the second half, and so JC doing double shift duty for the 106.7, the Eagle. First down at the midfield, the clock with 2.5 to go. 83-6 Reicher and Maldonado pump fake. Steps up, avoids pressure, rolls right. Now slides and goes down at the 46-yard line. He ran into a like an oil slick right there and lost 5 yards.
You know, he's done that a couple times tonight, so he knows that there are times when, like, just don't do it. So, but I mean, there's so many turnovers again because they're being aggressive. So, you know, it's such a weird game to see 9 turnovers. And
yeah, no, it's something I've never experienced. I think I've seen a game with 5 or 6 or 7 in the, you know, back when there was turf like this. Oh, Serrano. Someone got him pretty good that time, and he only got a couple of yards.
Well, you know, the game I was thinking of was the 92 Cotton Bowl with A&M and Florida State, and A&M fumbled like 100 times in that game. And I think it was 7, and they lost 6 of them.
Player down for Calvary Christian with 1:37 to go. They'll stop the clock at that point, and one of the trainers comes out, team doctor comes out for Calvary Christian, and I don't think, is that Serrano?
I think so.
Oh, I hope he's okay. Maybe he got hit in the leg. I hope that's going to be okay. Boy, that young man is he had the top 5 players we enjoyed. I mean, there's like 20 of them for Reicher, but he's a good one, and hope he's going to be okay.
Looks like they're stretching him out.
That's good. I hope it's just a cramp, and those aren't fun either, by the way.
No, but you would I mean, as hard as he's worked tonight, you would think so. You know, we saw at the end of the game last week who the stud running back from center.
Yeah, Keamadre Horace.
Yeah, Keamadre Horace. He had cramps, and you know, the backup came in and performed very well, but Keamadre Horace was just, I mean, gassed.
So based on what we see in that region of 4A Division II Region 3, China Spring was up 21 at halftime, and they would play
not Carthage yet. They would play
China Spring, I think, next week would get Carthage.
Carthage is up huge right now.
Yeah, they're winning big and against Silsby. And then you would have Sealy against Salado. Is that right? Maybe the other way around. One of the two. But, yeah, that's a great region. And Serrano, goodness, gets up. Give him a hand.
Get that kid as much Gatorade as he wants.
Yeah, and whatever else. Give him an ice cream cone. Golly, fun to watch. You know, they're undermanned, overmatched. And Reicher, timeout Calvary Christian with 1:37 to go. If I'm DeMarcus Morris right here, I say, guys, listen, we have been embarrassed tonight because of the score, because we don't have enough players, size, experience, talent, whatever, me too. But I want you to think about where you are. You never know. I know it doesn't look like how can they turn it around, but you never know when you might have this experience the other way around or how you get to that point. 1:37 to go, 83-6 Reicher.
Well, and look, he never quit fighting, and you know, if I had one critique, it would have been I would have started running the ball a lot earlier.
I would have given it to him the first, but again, they got an offense. We don't know. We don't see them
we're
play.
Not there every day. But
I'd see it. I'd give him the ball 25, 30 times if I could. And, you know, he also had a fumble on a snap that kind of deflected off of him when he was coming across, and that was a turnover. They fumbled twice, 7 interceptions, 9 turnovers. And then Reicher's turned it over here in the third quarter, playing a lot of backups as well. The touchdown, lengths of touchdown in this game, 13, 61, 68, 50, 70, 53, 42, 28, 36, 34, 13, and the 7-yard interception return, the shortest. And here's Maldonado with pressure, rolls to his right, runs to the sideline, throws it, pass incomplete, Zion Johnston was there, would have had about 5 or 6 yards, and the pass is incomplete. The clock will continue to run with 1:20 to go.
Yeah, and this is probably the last play that we'll see.
You know, it's weird. I'm going to say this with Maldonado. He obviously throws the ball way up too much into traffic, but he has the size, the arm. He seems like he doesn't. He throws it across the field, and that was not a very smart decision. The pass is incomplete. And it's, I believe, now 4th down.
The problem is he's not accurate in any way, shape, or form. So he throws it in the vicinity, and typically there's a guy covering, and that's how you end up with 7 interceptions.
Yeah, you're right. And that, by the way, that was 4th down, so now Reicher may not even have to take a snap with under 40. Craig will get Tyler Holcomb for a second in their post game. Reicher now with under 30, and that's pretty much going to wrap up the game. They throw the football to the referee. And good luck to Calvary Christian as they try to continue to build their program. But the final tonight, the scoreboard says 84, but it should be, I believe, 83 because it was 76-0 at halftime and then a touchdown, extra point. Final score, Reicher 83 and Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth 6. Tyler Holcomb and company go to 3-4 in the year. Central Texas Christian Academy coming up next Saturday at noon in Robinson. We'll tell you more about broadcast information. It depends on what we find out when it comes to Baylor and their game next Saturday at home against Kansas State. We won't know that kickoff until sometime on Saturday, possibly Sunday. Let me give you the stats, by the way, and both teams now meet near midfield. 285 yards for Cumming, 10 carries, 4 scores. Shornack was 3 for 4 passing for 83 yards and 3 touchdowns. Both teams meet near midfield. And Calvary Christian now starts to walk towards, and a couple of guys, Maldonado and Strain, good to see that. And there's Reynolds, a couple of guys are saying, congratulations, great game. Good for him. There's a guy that took a beating, right? The quarterback took a beating, had 7 turnovers, and he wants to say thank you across the way. Good luck to the team that just beat him 83-6. Tyler Holcomb talking to his team right here in front of us at Reicher Catholic School, and a dominant win for the Cougars, and they needed one. 3-4 in the year. Next week again, noon in Robinson High School. We'll have Tyler Holcomb with Craig, and then we'll come back and wrap it up with stats and highlights and much more, and update you on some other scores. Paul, you tell me when he stops talking, and I'll try to see if I can get some other scores to everybody. With it's amazing how times people want to talk to us when we have the headsets on, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but just getting thanks from the crowd here. They're happy, and they don't get this. They don't get a lot. I know they had a radio crew that did some of their home games, but happy that we could be here, and it's cool. I mean, my family has a big connection to the school. My sister went here for 3.5 years, and I'm going to end it that way. That's how we'll tell that
Sealy
story.
beats Center 38-7. Belton 42, Ellison 21. There's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. I want to bet somehow that game ends up crazy, huh? Lexington 28-0. Newton, this is interesting. Newton 30-29 over Paul Pewitt with 11:24 to go. Salado 28. Belleville 23 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Belleville trying to come back with that one. 24-14 Mount Vernon. 5 minutes left, leads West. Knew that would be a good one. That Salado-Belleville game's getting dicey. And
wait, what was that West score?
24-14 Mount Vernon with 4:35 to go.
Oh, okay.
That was there's a little more low scoring than I thought that game would be.
No.
Mount Vernon plays. They don't put up a lot of. They've had a couple. Of course, they did against Gladewater. They get the gold ball for winning this playoff game. 48-12, Mart beat Lovelady. That's a final. Kilgore 27, El Campo 14. 37-0, Crawford over Rivercrest and down to Craig Smoke.
Coach, big win tonight. getting the playoffs started on the right note and moving on to the next round. As far as just, what you saw tonight and moving forward, what'd you like?
Well, I like that we competed all the way to the end. We got a lot of guys get to play, get some playoff experience. That's always big. But this is just one of 3 more that we have to go get. So we're going to enjoy this tonight. We're going to get back to work in the morning and get ready for whoever we play next week.
Is that kind of what your message was to the team as you gathered them up there at the end?
Oh, absolutely. I wanted these guys to enjoy this tonight, not do anything that's going to hurt the team. And then we want to come back in tomorrow and we want to come to work and get ready. We got to have a great week of practice because what we did last week is not going to be good enough next week. So we got to come out and ready to go.
How nice is it to get one of those gold balls and know that you can add that to the trophy case?
Well, for me, it's pretty special because that's my very first one in playoffs. So I'm very excited and very humbled, and this is a great football team to share it with.
Well, congratulations, and that's awesome. And get nice place already set up for it. You got to think about where you're going to put that one.
I'm probably going to put that one in the office somewhere, but like I said, we want to go get 3 more of them. So.
Well, Coach, you didn't have Jake Boozer tonight, but Blaine Reynolds came in there at the end, had the long touchdown run. Fans, players going crazy. Also, Duhan as well. Duhan there in the second half. The younger, seeing those contributions from younger players and that experience. How invaluable is that?
I mean, it was huge. We had a lot of freshmen on the field at the end of that game. And Andrew Matthews was at quarterback, and he had a heck of a game for a freshman. He's a big kid. But I was really proud of our whole team from top to bottom. They came out and played hard and played with class.
Final thing for you, what do you enjoy most about coaching this group of guys?
Just how many characters there are. Sometimes
I noticed, yeah, for sure.
Sometimes in the classroom, some of the teachers don't really like that much, but they really are great kids, and they have great hearts, and they just get a little excited sometimes. And I was excited for them tonight. Yeah,
well, they seem to have fun, and rightfully so. It's a fun game for you guys. Congratulations. Enjoy that gold ball, but I know there's more work to do. We can't appreciate you or thank you enough for allowing us to be out here with you guys. Thanks so much.
Guys, we're the lucky ones to get to have the pros out here tonight, so thank y'all very much.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you.
All right, Tyler, thank you very much. Thanks to Brad Boozer. Thanks to Christina Holcomb as well, and thanks to our good friends, the Duran family, along with Jackie at Ultimate Poolscapes. 83-6. Reicher has beaten Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth. We'll come back with some highlights and also just a handful of them. And then also a lot of the stats tonight. One-sided, landslided, 9-2 turnover advantage for Reicher. This is SicEm365 Radio 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
With a proven performance reputation spanning 85 years, Sturda Steel operates with one sole purpose, producing the highest quality seating solutions with the best and most efficient processes in the industry. With engineered, fabricated, and installed grandstands and bleachers all across North America, whether seating 50 to 50,000, the skill and versatility of our workmen are evident in the quality and precision work detailed on every bleacher and grandstand project. Sturda Steel, family owned and operated since 1934 at sturdasteel.com.
Hey, this is Bryce Petty, former starting quarterback and 2-time Big 12 champion, and I know firsthand the importance of being in top shape both on and off the field. So listen up, men. If you're feeling beat down day in and day out and looking for that high-performance edge that separates the men from the boys, then look no further than the Petty Clinic Low T in Waco. Petty Clinic is a comprehensive men's healthcare clinic with an atmosphere catering to men. Board-certified Dr. Kent Petty has a special interest in offering the highest quality medical care to men of all ages. Some of the services offered include include screening and treatment for low testosterone or thyroid, infertility, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, while offering comprehensive wellness exams and complete men's health lab panels. High performance men, remember, it's not just a petty thing. This is Bryce Petty, encouraging you to reach out and Google search Petty Clinic Low T or go to pettycliniclowt.com and get your complimentary lab screening today.
This Reicher Cougars postgame show is brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting members' moments, the big, the small, and the everyday,
I had one game when I was doing what is now Tyler Legacy High School, was Robert Ely High School. I think they scored 72 points in a game with like 72-47. I think Midway one time against somebody had 70, but they Terry Gamble, Mike Owens, the ones I've done, Shane Anderson, you didn't see them rolling up the scores. And really Reicher had no way. There's just every time they handed the ball off or did something, they were going to score, and the 9 turnovers turned this into crazy. 83-6 Reicher beats Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth. 500, unofficially, 536 yards rushing for Reicher, 285 from Eli Cummings, and 4 touchdowns on just 10 carries. Reynolds, 3 carries, 73 yards and a touchdown. Shornack, 2 carries, 24 yards. Rice, 1 for 28, a touchdown. Strain, 1 for 16. Duron, 3 for 38. That's Freddie. Matthews, 2 carries, 74 yards, and including a touchdown of 70 yards. And then Emmerich, one carry, a -2 and a fumble. 536 yards for Reicher. And then they threw for 83 yards. Shornack, 3 for 4 for 83 yards. 3 touchdowns. 619 yards. That's unofficial. And they shut it down. They had just over 100 yards in the second half of the running clock. 619 total yards for Reicher on offense. Now, for Calvary Christian, they had 69 yards rushing. Our friend Gerardo Serrano, 11 carries for 101 yards and a 43-yard highlight reel touchdown. Other than that, they had nothing. Maldonado had 8 carries for -32 yards. Maldonado tonight was 13 of 35 passing, 7 interceptions. Cortina 1 for 1 for an 18-yard catch. 153 yards passing, 222 yards of total offense for the Conquerors, but 9 turnovers tonight, and Reicher wins easily. The turnovers for the Cougars, fumble recoveries, 2 of them for Max O'Quinn, 1 fumble recovery from Nick Lopez, 2 interceptions from Duron, from Austin Duron, and of course he was ejected for the targeting call, although I thought it was a shoulder hit. 2 interceptions tonight for Corey Long, 1 interception for Reynolds, 1 interception for Shornack, and 1 interception from Sir John Strain. It was one of those nights, and Reicher rolls 83-6. When we come back, we'll have the highlights and also wrap it up from Reicher Catholic. They beat Calvary Christian 83-6, and this is 106.7 FM. Hold on just a little bit longer, JC. We're almost done. And SicEm365 Radio.
Happy hour? Canceled. Summer vacation? Canceled. Toilet paper? Canceled. 2020 may be canceled, but our care for you never will be. At Premier ER and Urgent Care, you can schedule a virtual visit online or walk in anytime, 24/7. Rest assured, we are always here for you. Visit www.premier.care to get the care you need now.
Do you dream of turning your backyard into your own personal oasis? Wait no more. Grab your float, catch some sun, and enjoy your own stress-free zone. Ultimate Poolscapes of Central Texas is your premier residential and commercial pool building service of McLennan County. We have over 15 years pool construction services to fit your budget or your needs. Our service team are certified pool operators and work with integrity, specializing in custom pool design, remodels, pool maintenance, and more. Ultimate Poolscapes, where life is better by the pool. Come see our cool pool store at 512 North Hewitt Drive, or go to UltimatePoolscapes.com for our online holiday sale starting Black Friday.
The Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jeweler, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Parenting is full of surprises.
You never know what to expect.
So after our son was born, I called my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent to set up a life insurance policy in case something happened to me.
Sawyer is now 2.
And we'll soon have a sister. There's no one else I would trust with protecting my family.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
This Reicher Cougars postgame show is brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau.
I'm sorry.
We're back at Reicher Catholic High School in a rout, 83-6. They beat Calvary Christian out of Fort Worth, and this thing started very quickly. With, in fact, a minute into the game, the defense of Reicher, one of their first 9 turnovers as Maldonado had a bad night throwing the football. And here's Maldonado, throws the ball over the middle, and it's intercepted inside the 5 and a touchdown. Austin Duron. Duron would have 2 interceptions, 7 as a team, and that was a pick 6 from inside the 10, 7-0 Reicher. Minute 2 into the game. He would get another pick with 8:06 to go in the first quarter. Eli Cummings had a big night. He went in from 16 yards. It's 14-0. Long had 2 interceptions, including one with 5:37 to go first quarter that led to a Rice touchdown run of 13 yards. It's 21-0, and 3:37 to go in the first quarter. I mentioned Long and Duron. Both had 2 interceptions tonight for the Cougars. Unless they just, no, he's going to go back and throw it. Throws a deep fade over the middle of the pass to Collins. And it's intercepted by Long, down the sideline. Corey Long, 40. 30. Long finally, not done yet, but inside. There's a flag down at the 30-yard line. Long would run it back inside the 20. It was brought back because of a penalty on the return. Back to the 42-yard line of Calvary Calvary Christian, but it just took the one play. There was a lot of one-play drives. In fact, 4 consecutive touchdowns for Reicher in the first and second quarter were one-play drives, including this one from Blaine Reynolds. Shornack now with a double back set. And he gives it off to the right. That's Reynolds at the 40. Reynolds 30. Cuts it back, runs right into his own player. Cuts it outside. Stiff arm 20. Inside the 15. Reynolds will score. Touchdown. 42-yard touchdown run from Blaine Reynolds. A minute 32 to go in the quarter. It's now 28-0 Reicher. O'Quinn would get a fumble recovery. Long would score from 34 yards out on a touchdown pass from Shornack, 35-0 at the end of the first quarter. Cummings then would go 61 yards on a touchdown to make it 42-0. Then Shornack came in because Duron was ejected for a targeting call. That was somewhat controversial. And Shornack picked off a pass 2 minutes into the second quarter, and Eli Cummings wrapped up at least the first half, his 3rd touchdown run of the night. Shornack, Cummings, delay right side. Eli, here he goes again. 30, breaks a tackle, 40. Oh, no, he's going to go again. 50, 40, maybe one man to get him. No, Eli touchdown. 68-yard touchdown run. Strain had an interception. Rice then got in on the action in the second quarter midway through. They run the jet sweep. The Rice, he's going to probably get inside the 5 and score. He does. Touchdown. Wow, this is 28 yards, 56-0. 4 plays, 57 yards. It's 56-0. Blaine Reynolds had a pick. A lot of guys scored and also had interceptions. When you have 9 turnovers, that happens. Cummings then went 50. It was 63-0. And then the running game continued to haunt Calvary Christian, and you get to the 70-point range. And back to throw Shornack. Throws on a little bubble screen to Strain. And there he goes. 15-10-5, touchdown. 36 yards on the little bubble screen, 2:17 to go in the half. Reynolds then would add a touchdown from 33 yards out, 76-0. That was at the half. Matthews went 70 yards and a touchdown, 83-0 extra point. Betancourt was 7 for 7 tonight. 11 for 11 tonight on the extra points. Reynolds missed one earlier. And then finally Serrano put Calvary Christian on the scoreboard with a very fun to watch, pounding physical run from 43 yards out. The extra point was no good. That ended the game in the scoring. 83-6. They went with the running clock throughout the entire second half, or this one, 83-6 is bad enough. It could have gotten very, very bad, even worse. We'll come back and wrap it up. We're done? Thanks to Boozer's Jewelers. Thanks to Premier ER. Thanks to Ultimate Poolscapes. And thanks to Brad Boozer, Tyler Holcomb, Christina Holcomb, and also again to the Duron family with Ultimate Poolscapes and Jackie, who I talked to on the phone as we were trying to get information from them. There's so many people to thank, and we've tried to do all of you that were a part of this. We don't know yet the plans for next week. We'll let you know as soon as we do. But Reicher's going to play next Saturday in Robinson at noon, and most likely Temple, Central, Texas Christian, and they're very good as well, 7-1. If they win tomorrow. For Paul Catalina, for Craig Smoke, Deontay Epps, back to you, my man, in the mothership, running us and helping us with highlights. And thanks as well to our great friend JC at 106.7 FM, The Eagle. We'll tell you more when we know more. For everyone I've mentioned, a part of this broadcast, good night on 106.7 FM, The Eagle, KIXT, and SicEm365 Radio.
You've been listening to Reicher Cougars Football. Reicher Cougars Football is brought to you by Boozer's Jewelers, Premier ER, Ultimate Poolscapes, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top-quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch